Chapter 1. Any Means Necessary. October 10th, QB attack. The fourth Hokage is sitting at his desk, finishing his seal. The seal he thought he'd never use. He knew why he had to do this. For the safety and future of the Hidden Leaf, he'd have to do the unthinkable. Hello, Kakashi. Hello, Lord Hokage. I told you not to call me that. Of course, Sensei. My apologies. If I wasn't going to die, I'd demote you. Minato chuckled. That was his one last joke as student. Kakashi knew this all too well. You know, that was about as funny as Kushina's pranks. Minato's seriousness returned. Anyway, how close is it? We estimate it will arrive at our walls in 10 minutes. We have been trying to hold it back, but this creature is so much stronger than I thought it was. This is going to be bad if it gets here. 10 minutes, huh? Plenty of time for me, Kakashi. Tell everyone that by my order they are to retreat to the walls of the village. You are dismissed, Kakashi. Right, Lord Hokage. Kakashi vanished before a kunai embedded itself in the wall behind him. Minato continued his seal when there was a knock on his door. Who could that be? He thought to himself. Come in. The door opened to reveal Hayashi Hyuga, his closest confidant. At least he'd get to see him before that time. Hello, Hayashi. Lord Hokage, nice to see you again. Not you too, Hayashi, please. Call me Minato as my final wish of you. As you always have, even now, this is still time for informalities. Of course, then Minato. Thanks. Minato stood and walked to the window with his completed seal in his hand. Are you really going to go through with it? Sacrificing yourself to seal the demon into your son? Please reconsider this. Without you, I don't think your family will cannot raise your son alone. She loves you, and doing this would dash. He was stopped mid-sentence. I have to, for the sake of the village. I have to give Naruto a chance to be what I always wanted him to be. Please, Hayashi, you know, as Hokage, I have to do what I feel is right for everyone. Not just Kushina. If I did, I'd be a selfish person. She wouldn't like it. She knew that wasn't my style. But Minato, please. Hayashi, this is my fate. I know what I'm doing, friend. Please believe in me, as you always have. Very well. You really are the one, Minato. We've always known. Even if Kushina's dream, we've always known you were destined for this. Getting the girl was a bonus. Yeah, I suppose so. By the way, how's your wife? She's doing fine. And Kushina? You know her, never a dull moment. Hayashi had a laugh. It was the best way to hide his sorrow. The only way. Godspeed, Minato. I'll make sure your promise is kept. Thank you, Hayashi. Minato turned to him, expecting a handshake. Hayashi put his hand forward, but was surprised when Minato hugged him. You are my greatest rival, and my best friend. Minato turned to leave, but he stopped with his foot on the windowsill. He stopped halfway before calling to Hayashi once again. Hey, Yassi, dome a favor. Yes, Minato, anything. Try not to be hard on the little guy. He's my special boy after all. Yes, I will. You have my word. Thank you. Goodbye, Hayashi. Live long and prosper, my friend. And with that he vanished. Hayashi let a tear run down his face. He wiped it away and prepared himself for the ordeal of dealing with the civilian council. He will not let his best friend and rival down. He will take care of his son, by any means necessary. The next day, Hayashi was patiently waiting for the reinstated third Hokage to return. He had called the council to tell them about the boy, though. He left out the part about being the fourth, being his father out. He basically told them that the kid was their savior, and to the horror of the many council members, a Jinchuriki. This led to many asking for the death of the child, others wanting to use it as a weapon. But Hiruzen silenced them before they continued any further. To the old man, this child had their fate in his little baby hands. But sadly enough, the people of the Leaf were outraged. Why did Minato do this? Why didn't he just kill the demon instead of imprisoning it? To say it was dissatisfaction was an understatement. Down with the demon. It must die for the sake of the village. Kill it. Kill the demon. They shouted. All became quiet when Sarutobi put his hand up. My people, please. Listen, our fourth Hokage did what he could to save your lives. You must not scorn nor jeer at his actions. If none of you accept this, then so be it. But as Hokage, I command the respect he deserves. For this reason, I am passing a law to this village. No one, and I mean no one, is to speak of this again. Ever. This is for the good of our home. Remember that. He walked away, leaving a silenced crowd. Once he stepped from the podium, he went into the council chambers with its walls filled with much discussion. They had turned to see Hiruzen and silenced themselves. Danzo was the first to break the silence. How did it go? Asked Danzo, wanting to know what happened. They did not accept Naruto as their savior, more like a monster. I see. These people must have taken Minato's actions the wrong way. So, it would seem, makes me wonder how they would treat the boy from now on. I had heard that the second Raikage has already acquired a Jinchuriki, of whom we do not know, but we do know that the beast is no deadlier than the fox. What do you propose, Danzo? I offer simply my aid in this situation. I will train the boy Sarutobi, so he will grow up powerful and be Konoha's weapon. Many people were agreeing with Danzo, though many reasonable minds thought otherwise. I don't think so, Danzo, spoke the old man. How will you go about this, Hiruzen? What will you do? I don't see you putting your thoughts on the subject, nor make any suggestions. I do not know, but I know you better, Danzo. I will not make this boy a tool. I want him to lead a regular life, something his father would have wanted, not to be made a weapon. Seeing this opportune moment shine, Hayashi stepped in. I have a solution. Yes, what does it, Master Hayashi, speak? Hiruzen's enthusiasm was noted. I could adopt Naruto before the Hokage could even speak, Danzo interrupted. And just what will you do with him, Hayashi? I doubt you know how to raise the boy. Danzo had tried to play out Hayashi's shortcomings. He knew he was expecting a child with his wife. He was to be a first-time father. Let's see you try to outwit me this time, boy, was what Danzo was actually saying in his mind. Hayashi sighed. He had hoped not to propose this, but Minato did say any means necessary. Then how about something else? I could have him become a servant to serve and protect the Hyuga household. A slave, if you will. Suddenly the council's voices ringed with interest. This was a good idea. Why not give a ball and chain and call Hayashi master? This was a good idea indeed, coming from the Hyuga. Was that it? Was that your plan all along, Hayashi? I'll be damned if you get away with it. He thought. Danzo suddenly thought of a dreadful comeback for this. What if you turn this boy against us, Hayashi? Make him obey you and you alone. This boy is for all intents and purposes disposed of in this case. He won't disobey me at all. I have many servants in the Hyuga household, many of which are willing to lay down their lives for us. This is self-taught behavior, Danzo. That should please you enough. It doesn't. I object. And before he could say more, Hiruzen butted in. Then will we have an open vote? I will remind you that pocket vetoes are not allowed in this case. This is something that is too important to re-vote on. Danzo cursed the old man inside. You son of a bitch. I knew you'd pull this shit on me. Touche, Hiruzen, Sarutobi, touche. Sarutobi looked around as most of the smarter ninjas raised their hands. Danzo and the Uchiha clan head, on the other hand, did not agree. Too bad the scales tipped in Hayashi's favor. Then, without further objection, it is decided that this boy, this Naruto Uzumaki, is to be placed in the care of the Hyuga family. Of course, Danzo was nevertheless very upset at this outcome. No matter, in time, I will get what's rightfully mine in the end. In the meantime, take good care of that boy. 'Cause if you don't, I will. The council members walked out, some with faces of intrigue among them. Hiruzen called for Hayashi once more. Hayashi, I hope you know what you're doing. Lord Hokage, you know, I have only the best intentions in mind. I know, but for it to end like this, is this the fate Minato had in mind for the boy? Believe me, this wasn't how I wanted it to be. If there was any other way. I know you, Hayashi. I know you and Minato were close. If you really do care for the boy, then I leave this to you. Thank you, Lord Hokage. Thank you so much. Very well, then Hayashi, all you need to do is sign these contracts binding him in your care. You'll have to show your council this as well. I really wished it would not have ended like this. Minato would have been a better father than I have, and now, with Kushina, at least he'll have a family to live with. Hayashi, you will be a wonderful parent, especially with your child on the way. Hayashi nodded happily. He was told about Hayashi's wife, now more than a few months pregnant. He took a pen and signed the papers without hesitation. A woman had knocked into the door asking for Hiruzen. Enter, he shouted. A nurse came in with a small blonde baby boy with whisker marks on his cheeks. He also had a weird spiral mark on his belly. Hayashi knew what that mark was. Minato had really done it, he thought. Say, Hayashi, why are you doing this? Asked Hiruzen. Hayashi had taken the baby in his arms from the nurse and saw his eyes closed and his stomach rising up and down. The boy was fast asleep. I've never known you specifically to do this sort of thing. Why now? I have a good reason for this, my lord. And that would be, now the old man was curious. Hayashi looked onto the baby as the little hands grasped onto his massive index fingers. I promised my best friend, he said with a look of sudden joy. He knew that, deep down, he was doing this in their honor, their sacrifice, their good name. Someday, Naruto, someday, you will live out your destiny, but for now, rest easy, my boy, until I call on the time to do your duty. Rest, little one. In the Hyuga mansion. He's a cutie, dear. Just look at his eyes. He has his father's eyes. So adorable. I could just eat him up. Spoke a very pregnant wife of Hayashi Hyuga, Hana Hyuga. Hayashi had carried Naruto all the way back to his house. When she saw the baby, she was as any mother would be, smothering him in maternal love. Yeah, you know I always wanted a boy. Grinned Hayashi. Don't worry, Hayashi, we will try again in a few years after Hinata is born. Besides, I think he can fill that void for now. This killed any hope of Hayashi as a man. He sighed looking at the cradle marked Naruto. He also saw another cradle for her unborn daughter. It was next to his and was marked as Hinata. But you'll have to juggle smothering him and Hinata at the same time, Hana. Of course. How could I forget such a cute little baby? He's such a darling after all, she said as she pinched Naruto's cheeks. This made him giggle even more as saw Hana smile. Soon his eyes began to droop and he fell asleep. Hayashi and his wife left the room. They went their separate ways as Hayashi still had to deal with the Hyuga Council, something he had very much looked forward to and enjoyed. At the Hyuga clan meeting, the clan elders had gathered along with Hayashi at the center of a large round table. He was to tell them about the fate of this blonde little bundle of joy that had been blessed with. One elder got up to question him. Hayashi Hyuga, what happened with the boy? The rest of the council chambers also added background voices with Hayashi calming them down. The Hokage has let me adopt Naruto as a Hyuga servant. This is the contract that binds him to this household. Hayashi handed them the papers, and they all examined them with a critical eye. After they were done, they were handed back to Hayashi, and the old man stood again. Is there anything else that you need to tell us about Hayashi? Like, something you might be wanting to show the council Hayashi. You may not know this boy, we know of the fate of his father and mother. Do not think to use that against us. We know that this boy, Naruto Uzumaki, is in fact the one thing I had told myself I was never going to see. He's a Jinchuriki. The voices rang again with the discord echoing through the walls. Then you have nothing to worry about. It is as I intended. He will be a well-taken care of servant, just as all our servants are, but he will also have special roles in our household. You know it best of all. Can't sway. They all stood staring at Hayashi, looking for signs of deceit. Hayashi laughed in his mind as he had long ago mastered the technique of lying to the Byakugan. He was only one with such a powerful Byakugan. Anything else you want to add, then, Hayashi? Spoke Kansui once elders stared at him even more as the old man spoke. If none of you object to these documents, then, as of this moment, I declare Naruto Uzumaki as the guardian of the Hyuga main family. This council is dismissed. They all stood up and left Hayashi to his devices. He took out a little memento, which reminded him of the former rival and long-loved friend he missed so much. Minato, this was the best I could do. I hope you understand. He gripped it and closed his eyes, holding back his sorrow with all his might. He was unable to fight of the tears coming down his face. I am so sorry, Minato. I vow that he will never become anything less than what he was meant to be, a hero. 2 months later, Hayashi is running to the hospital with all his speed. He had just ended a little branch family meeting before some news of Hana had taken his ear. This was the big day he was waiting for. He saw Hana and several female family members come to her aid. She felt Hayashi's hand come to his wife's arm, much to her satisfaction. Hayashi, thank God you're here. How was the meeting, dear? She panted. This was a bad time for her to bring this up. Never mind that. My dear, is it really time, truly? Yet my water broke, so she's coming today whether she likes it or not. But the last time this happened, Hayashi, you son of a bitch. Fucking get this baby already. I swear to God, I will wring your goddamn neck. Get it, ooh it. She groaned in pain again as doctors were preparing around her, setting up everything that needed to give birth. Once they were done, she began to push like an elephant knocking over a baobab tree. Come on, Hana, you could do it. Push, breathe, push, breathe. Ooh, good. Hayashi. Ooh. Come on, dear, you can do it. Almost there. Hayashi, I swear to God you need to shut the hell up right now, or so help me. Away. Fuck. Damn you, Hashi, Hyuga. Hold on just a bit more, Hana. Almost there. Hayashi, she's coming. She gave one last push, and before their very eyes, a little baby girl was born right on front of her eyes, a beautiful girl with the signature Hyuga eyes. She had inherited the Keki-eye Genkai, which made them both smile at the crying baby. Lord Hayashi, would you like the honor of cutting the umbilical cord? Asked the nurse. Hana, would you help me? He asked Hana. She took the baby from a nurse, holding up the fleshy tub, which stuck her to the little girl. Of course, dear, she spoke, laying a single peck on his cheek. They lifted up some scissors together, cutting the cord, looking at a now peaceful baby sleeping in her mother's arms. Dear, she's so cute. I think she's a very beautiful baby. Yes, indeed. We are very lucky to have her. So are you going to name her with the one we talked about? Asked Hana. Yes, this was the name of a distant relative of mine. I loved her like she was own mother, even though she was my great aunt. That's so sweet of you, Hayashi. She looked back at the baby. At that time, she was already asleep. Sleep well, Hinata. A few hours later, they took the baby into the room with Naruto wide awake. He was kicking and cooing happily as he saw Hayashi and Hana come in. Suddenly, the little blonde baby kicked and cooed even greater now. It's almost like he knows who it is. I suppose he does, dear. He put the baby in her cradle, sitting next to Naruto. The boy had put his hand out, wanted to touch her, but he was unable to. He started to whine about not being able to reach out to Hinata. Hana had patted his little head to calm him down. Naruto, you're going to wake up Hinata. Naruto saw her hand and went for it. With his happiness reaching greater heights, he giggled his cute little baby giggle. This made Hana and Hayashi smile even more. I think he likes her, commented Hana. I think he does, replied Hayashi. Hana placed Hinata in the crib next to Naruto and saw she was awaking from her slumber. Naruto had reached out and tried to touch the baby. The baby could only look up at Hayashi and move around at the blanket. After about a few hours, they both fell asleep. Hayashi saw that somehow Hinata had turned facing Naruto, and he too faced Hinata. I think I know what to do now. Time skip 5 years nighttime. Naruto was laying down in his bed in his own room next to Hinata's. He was looking up at the ceiling, thinking about how good his life is. Wow, what a day today. I had so much fun with Hinata today. We played lots of games and did cool stuff together. I think I love my family. Naruto then felt himself getting sleepy, his eyes closing for a second before he suddenly appeared in a dark place with a cage in front of him. He looked at the cage, and something spoke to him, which frightened him. What is this place? A cage? Why am I here? He then saw a pair of great eyes look at him. Whoa, who are you? I suppose you want an explanation to think Minato had finally sealed me into some worthless little insect. Nevertheless, I may as well make the most of this prison. Prison? Minato. Who are you? He asked curiously. Never mind me, boy. I believe you have much pressing matters at hand. What do you mean? Why don't you find out? All of a sudden, he was shot away from the cage and into the darkness. Suddenly, Naruto opened his eyes when he heard something outside his room. He decided to go out to investigate. He looked around and headed towards Hinata's room for a few moments, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. This was short-lived with a shadow that was no one he had recognized. Naruto slowly walked up to the door and grabbed the handle, jerking the handle open, quickly revealing a masked man, placing the unconscious Hyuga girl into a sack. The man looked at Naruto with a surprised look, then a glare as he ran out the door. Who are you? What are you doing to Hinata? Damn, the brat found me, damn it. The kidnapper ran out the door as fast as he could, making a break for it. Naruto did what first came to mind. He chased after him with all his might. He tried calling out to the man, but it felt like his throat just closed. His little voice was not enough to stop the man, as the little boy was losing him. Hinata, stop please. Don't go away, Hinata. Wait, where are you taking her? No. He started to feel a sudden chill of anger run through him as his legs suddenly renewed with vigor. I won't let him take her away. I want to help her. I want to help her now. As you wish, but don't get carried away, boy. You're too young to use my full power. Yet, Naruto looked at his body while running as it began to be covered in red chakra. What is this? Well, whatever it is, I'm going to use it. Here, I come. He saw that he began to run faster, and he was able to catch up to the kidnapper. What the hell? He's just a kid. How's he doing this? The ninja cursed as he saw the 5-year-old boy catch up to him. He threw 3 kunai at the boy, who made no attempt to dodge as it pierced his skin. He pulled all 3 out and launched them at the fleeing Kumo ninja, who with the extra baggage was hit by 1 in the leg. Got ya. Now hand over Hinata, you bad man. He cursed again as he dropped his baggage, infuriating Naruto more. Hinata, hang on. He charged in with a jump kick to the head, which the ninja blocked. The man was sent skidding a few feet to the side. What kind of kid is he? How can he be so powerful? Never mind now. I better end this quick. The man ran at the boy and hit him with a quick shock to his shoulder. It was hit hard, though it didn't stop him. With his free arm, he raked his claws against the man's clothes, leaving 3 bleeding claw marks on his chest. The man was even more furious than before. Why won't he die, you damn brat? See how you like this? He landed a blow on his other arm, paralyzing it as well. Naruto kept assaulting the ninja with his legs. At the same time, he started feeling numb in his body. This is no good. I have to bring this guy down. You better thank me later, boy. I don't do this for your benefit, spoke the same dark voice from before. Suddenly, red chakra came into his legs, giving Naruto the edge he needed. He was able to sweep the man off his feet with a tripping move. The kidnapper was speechless, pissed off but speechless. This 5-year-old was holding his own against him in taijutsu. Now he knew with this in mind that it was time to end this. The boy charged at him one more time. He made a quick seal and whispered, "Right on, silent lightning strike." As he said that, his hand and started to emit a yellowish glow. Naruto, not knowing what he was using, jumped at him to deliver a kick. The man was faster and punched Naruto in the shoulder. This sent a shock through his body. The Justin never made a sound except for the splashing of blood. Naruto didn't feel anything. All he felt was the red chakra coursing through his veins. As he tried to get up from the attack, he found he couldn't even breathe right. The paralysis had fully taken its toll on his legs. He laid there as the man revealed himself from the dark mask he covered his face with. He was a ninja from the hidden cloud village. Don't worry, boy, we will take real good care of her. Besides, after we're done with her, We might come after you, he told Naruto in a low whisper. The ninja went over to pick up Hinata and began to jog away. Naruto couldn't believe it. He had failed the Hyuga clan. He couldn't protect his most precious person. Tears formed in his eyes, and at that moment, no, no, mother, father, help, help her, some of anyone, help her please, please. His cries fell on deaf ears. Hinata, he shouted with all his might. With what little strength gone from him, he laid still in the dirt. He heard some shouting around him and a loud screaming before his eyes drifted into the blackness. The voice from before also spoke up with a little glee. Chapter 2. Danzo's an ass. Am I dead? His injuries were severe, Hyuga-sama. Voices? If it wasn't for, I doubt he would be alive. So, I am alive. The paralysis was kept at bay from his heart and lungs. This allowed us time to reverse the damage to his V, also managed to heal the internal bleed and wounds he suffered. But I must say, he's quite a trooper, this one. He was able to withstand all this abuse and live. Thank goodness. They're talking about me? Naruto thought. At this point, he heard a sigh of relief from Hayashi. Thank you for all you've done, Doctor. Doctor? So I'm in a hospital. My body feels so tired. Lord Hayashi, about your daughter. I dashed it. Hinata. Naruto yelled out. The boy bolted upright on his bed and yelled in pain when his muscles felt like they were on fire. This alerted Hayashi, who ran into the room, revealing the doctor to who he was talking to. Naruto, you're awake? Thank goodness. What happened to Hinata? Tell me what happened to her. Tell me. Naruto attempted to get off his bed. However, Hayashi and some nurses held him down as Naruto began. Traumate's little boy kept on yelling. Let me go. Tell me what happened to her. Tell me. Naruto began crying his eyes out. Mother, father, asterisk sniff asterisk, I'm really sorry. I couldn't asterisk gasp asterisk protect her. PLE please asterisk sniff asterisk for forgive me. Naruto wept. His tears streamed from his eyes to his cheeks. Hana did her best to comfort the boy. She managed to put her arms him, giving him all the love she could have given peace. Naruto, it's Oka dashed. Before Hana could complete her sentence, Naruto interjected. No, Sniff Iwa was supposed to protect her bu asterisk gasp asterisk, but I couldn't. Sniff, I wasn't strong enough to save her. Naruto sat there and wept. Hana nodded at Hayashi. The poor thing is worried sick. I know just the thing. He went outside as Naruto kept crying on to Hana. It's okay, my baby. It's all right. Everything's going to be okay. No, it won't. I lost Hinata. I lost my best friend. I want to get her back. Mother. He never really saw Hinata as a sister. He did act like she was at times, though. She was like a sister and a best playmate at the same time. Soon Hayashi came in with a little Hinata in his hand. She held on and saw Naruto still crying. Father, what's wrong with Naruto? Why don't you go ask him yourself? He smiled. Cheer him up, Hinata. Okay, father. She giggled, skipping to Naruto and patted his head. Naruto, what's the matter? Why are you crying? I'm crying because Hinata's gone. She's gone. You're so silly, Naruto. I'm right here. It's not funny, Hinata. Yup, I'm okay, Naruto. The boy pretty much launched himself at Hinata, knocking her over while embracing her in a hug while she hugged him back. Hinata, I missed you so much. I'm sorry I didn't get to save you. Please forgive me. I missed you too, Naruto. I guess you're my hero. Since Naruto practically tackled her outside of the room, everyone witnessed the cute moment between awed in their minds. Then the two cute little kids stopped their hug and got up. Naruto still a bit teary-eyed, but happy nonetheless. Hinata managed to wipe up some of the water from his eyes. He decided to latch onto both of Hinata's hands and threw a barrage of questions. Hinata, how are you here? How did you get away? I mean, I saw the guy and I saw you in the bag and I saw the guy and you didn't wake up when I can and dash. Naruto, I am fine. Father took care of everything. But I thought that dash, before he could finish, Sarutobi appeared from nowhere and answered him. That ninja took her? Naruto, we heard your yell. Heck, half the village heard that yell. Gah, Lord Hokage. That was so cool. Do it again. Naruto, scolded Hayashi. Naruto flinched at his own name and bowed to Hiruzen. You were saying Lord Hokage? When I got to the scene, Hayashi was holding Hinata in his arms with a dead ninja on the floor a few feet behind him. Really, father? You beat him? Yes, Naruto. Well, I think I should be thanking you for this. If you didn't alert us, she would be here right now. Hinata let out a giggle. That's why Naruto's my hero. She had already embraced him in her tiny arms. Me? But I was just Dash. We know the rest, Naruto. When I arrived, the ninja was running with an injured leg and chest. It made it easier for me to save Hinata, so in fact you played your part well. A thought entered Hayashi's mind with this statement said, as if you already knew, good boy Naruto, good boy. I did. Naruto did a small upward jump in the air, signifying his happiness. As he was cheering himself on in his mind, he saw Hinata approach him with her two index fingers poking each other. Her face flushed a bit of red on it. Thank you for saving me, Naruto. I'm glad we're together again. Me too. Now we play games again. Yes, we can, Naruto. But first, Mother said I can give you a reward. What kind? More toys, he hoped. This Naruto. Hinata leaned forward and kissed Naruto on the cheek, which caused both kids to blush deeply. The young boy's head was spinning from the kiss. He was feeling so many emotions that day. First he was confused, then anger, then sorrow, then happiness. Hinata added embarrassment to his mental list. With his emotions getting the better of him, Naruto did what any 5-year-old little boy do. Faint right on the spot. Naruto-kun. Oh my goodness, yelled Hana. Naruto, are you alright? Naruto, yelled Hinata frantically. Oh boy, I never thought I'd see the day, stated Hayashi. But you have to admit, it's something he's not used to yet, and with all this going on around him, he had to give out some time. They placed him back into his bed to rest. Hinata had stayed behind with Naruto as Hana saw her daughter caress the boy's hair in her soft white hands. Let him sleep, Hinata. He's had a long day thus far. Mother, if it's okay, can Naruto and I stay like this forever? Hana could only smile, reassuring her little girl. Of course, you two grew up together. I think you will never separate from each other. I know you will always stay with him. I bet he wants to always play games with me. It's not as fun when I play with big brother Niji. Hana had to let out a little giggle at that. She knew Niji all too well. She never had the time to play with Naruto or Hinata since he was already going to the academy. Well then, Hinata, don't be here too long. You should let him sleep for now. Okay, mother, bye-bye. Take care, my child. Watch over Naruto for now. She walked out of the room. She patted the front of his head. She then closed her eyes and with her lips planted another kiss on his forehead. Let's play lots of games, Naruto, forever and ever. Few days later. Ramen, 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 ramen. Naruto and Hinata chanted. Hana had wanted to take them to a new place which opened up in town. Hayashi was also accompanied the family outing. They headed right out to the restaurant called Ichiraka Ramen. There inside they all saw Ino, Sakura, Shikamaru, Shino, Choji, Sasuke, and Niji with their parents all there waiting for them, with a big "Hope You're Feeling Better" banner in front of them. Oh wow, this is so cool. Thanks, guys. He smiled with Hinata, looking at the banner merrily. Wow, it's so pretty. Did you all do this for Naruto? Yeah, we did. The banner idea, though, was Ino's. Sakura stated. Yup. All me. Ino boasted. Nah, Ino, I gave you the hint to do it. So it was really me who did it. Sasuke pouted. Okay. Sasuke helped me too, and I'm happy he did. She winked at Sasuke. Me too, Ino. All right, children. Who wants ramen? Hayashi asked loudly. They all jumped and shouted. Me. All right then, calm down. I'll all go ahead and order the food. The grown-ups will talk over there, and you kids stay here. Behave, Naruto. You too, Hinata. Okay, Daddy. They grinned. The children turning around, talking to each other about the latest toys they got at their house. In the meantime, some familiar faces came into view. Naruto and Hinata saw Tucci and Ayam in this time was in her early teens. The two kids recognized her by one name. Hiya, Gramps. EBCs. They both spoke simultaneously. Hey, a kid, stated Tucci merrily. How are ya? I'm just fine. Oh, Naruto, how are you today? I am always had a soft spot for the young boy. Oh, you look so cute today. You too, Hinata. Thank you, big sis, said Hinata. Naruto repeated her statement. Yep, big sis, thanks a lot. That's good. Then I hope you're ready to eat, cause I have lots of ramen here. Heck yeah. All the other kids cheered. All right then. Order up. Yaoe. They all shouted, taking their bowls, enjoying each and every bite. Naruto, Hinata, you both should come over to see my new kunai set my brother Itachi got me. Sasuke started a convo while the other kids had started their own. Really? Kunai? That's way cool, Sasuke. My dad doesn't trust me with kunai yet. Well, me either. He says they are for when I'm older, but I get to see them anytime I want. Cool. Shikamaru spoke up from down the row on the bar. He decided to add his 2 cents. So Naruto, how come you picked this place? I never really got it. Easy. This place is the best. Naruto gave Tucci a thumbs up, and he returned it. Well, I really don't care, but you're right, muttered Shikamaru. You know, even if Naruto is in love with this place, it always gets better. I love the food as much as hang out with all my friends, proclaimed Ino. Right, Sakura? Yup. I think this should our hangout for now on. Right, guys? She asked everyone. I agree. Everyone shouted. Their happiness was short-lived when a Hyuga servant walks in and bows to Hayashi. Yes? My lord, you are needed at the residence. I am sorry to bother you, but this is urgent. I see. Hayashi, spoke Hana. He turned to his wife with a hand on her cheek. Hana, I am sorry, but I must attend to this. No trouble at all, dear. You do what you do best, love. She smiled. Hayashi then addressed the kids who saw him about to leave. Father, where are you going? Asked Naruto. I apologize for leaving early. I would have loved to come along for today, but I am needed in the Hyuga Council room. Everyone enjoy your evening on us. Hana, please take the children home when they are done. Hayashi kisses his wife before he tells the servant to leave. Of course, Hayashi. Please take care and relax, said Hana. I know, Hana, I know. He turned to his 2 children and patted Naruto's head. Try to burden your mother too much. You too, Hinata. Be on your best behavior. Okay, father. Bye-bye, said Hinata and Naruto. They both grinned at him. Goodbye, Lord Hayashi. They waved everyone else as he makes his way toward his home. At that time, Naruto and turned to Chuji and grinned mischievously. Hey, Chuji. Ya, Naruto? Asked Chuji. I bet I can finish this faster than you can. You're on, Naruto. Loser has to hand over their action Saji action figure for a week. Hey, I want to join too, said Sasuke. Soon all the boys were joining in the food contest. Sakura had volunteered to start them all. Ready, set, Joe. The guys were behind Chuji with Naruto and Sasuke duking it out for second place. The girls, on the other hand, just giggled and watched. A half hour later, much to his surprise, Shikamaru was at 15 bowls gone. Shino at 20, Chuji and Naruto tied for first. Sasuke at 19 is second and Niji at 10. They had seen Shino use his bugs to help him out. Hey, Shino, you cheater. You can't use your bugs to eat the ramen. That was never a rule, Naruto. He slyly spoke. Dang, you're right. But still you have to fight fair too. With the contest well into the hour-and-a-half mark, they kept on eating. A few minutes later, everyone except Shino, Chuji, and Naruto had given up. The 3 were all on their 25th bowl. It was an even match. Must eat more, must beat, bug boy, muttered Naruto, trying to eat another noodle. Can't believe I'm going to lose to you guys. Choji faints. This made Sakura giggle with Hinata, and Chuji's down for the count. stated Ino. Another bowl, please. Shino says as Naruto passes out. Shino had taken the winner's circle. Checkmate, boys. Now, about my action Saji figures, they don't respond due to being unconscious, causing everyone to laugh again. They are woken up a few minutes later to enjoy the rest of the day, having fun and playing games of tag. Hours later, everyone had left their homes happy as Hinata waved goodbye to everyone as they leave, bowing to the mom, thanking them for bringing their child to play as they all left. Niji stayed behind to walk home with them as they bid a fond farewell to Tucci and Ayam. When they get to the Hyuga compound, Hayashi was waiting for them at the front gate. He greeted his family with open arms. Hinata and Naruto were picked up in Hayashi's big, strong arms. Hello, my children, how is your day? Did you watch over Hinata, Naruto? Uh-huh. We had lots of fun today. I bet we're gonna have lots of fun tomorrow. Good, Naruto. Good boy now. He turned to Niji and gained his undivided attention. Niji, come with me at once. Yes, Master Hayashi. Niji waved goodbye to his best friend Naruto and his cousin away with Hayashi. Hana lead them to their bedrooms. She had put Hinata to sleep, kissing her goodnight. By the time she put Naruto to sleep, Naruto called to her. Mother, can I resume my training tomorrow? Naruto, you just barely came back from the hospital, honey. You should be resting a bit beforehand. I can't. If I'm going to be with Hinata more, I have to get better. I know I'm stronger because I'm 5, but I want to do more. Sasuke gets to train all the time. Hana smiled at Naruto's enthusiasm. My baby, are you an Uchiha? No. Then, why else would you want to do what he does? It's not just Sasuke. Big brother Niji does it too. I want to grow up to be strong like him and father. Very well, you really want Naruto. You may continue your classes tomorrow. Nothing too serious, understand? I don't want you hurting yourself. You're still my little boy Naruto, she said with a stern but caring voice. Yay. Thanks, mother. You're welcome, Naruto. Now gotta sleep. She tucked him in, kissing him goodnight. Sleep tight and sweet dreams. My sweet little boy. Good. Night dash. Mo dash. He drifted asleep almost immediately. She left the room, leaving Naruto to drift asleep, his thoughts precariously thinking about being the best fighter in town. Next day, Hayashi called Naruto and Hinata to his chambers about midday. They had entered as he was packing. Did you call for us, father? They both said in unison. Yes, I did. Naruto, Hinata, you mother and I will be going on a trip to the Mist Village for some diplomatic issues. We will be returning 1 week from now. I want you both to behave yourselves and listen to the branch house helpers. Also, you must listen to your instructor at all times. We want reports on how excellent your behavior was while we were away. Is that clear? Yes, father. Once again in unison. Then Hinata spoke up. When will you be leaving? She asked. Naruto was curious as well. Immediately. I know it's sudden, but we want to get this over with as quickly as we can. Your mother is already waiting for me at the front gates. Hayashi says as he picks up his suitcase and leaves with Naruto and Hinata in tow. When they reach the front gates, they hug both Hayashi and Hana, their mother kissing them both on the foreheads. Be good now. Naruto, I want you to watch over Hinata. Hinata, I want you to watch other Naruto. Be safe, my babies. Yes, mother. They both nodded. Their parents left in a large group with other members of the clan. Naruto and Hinata waved goodbye till they are out of sight. Hayashi sighed when they children went inside the house. I am sorry, my children. I have made a terrible mistake. It is best that you do not find out about my brother for now. I am sorry. Please forgive me, Hizashi. Suddenly, as they left, a man with a hood approached them. He had worn a black hood over his face. Identify yourself and your business. The man removes his hood. I'm Danzo. I am here for an audience with the Hyuga Council. The guard salutes him. Of course, Master Danzo. They have been expecting your arrival. Danzo walked through the gate and into the Hyuga Council chambers. In the room, they sat around Danzo, who at this point stood in front of them. The head council member addressed him, wanting to know his true intentions. Danzo, why have you requested an audience with the Hyuga Council? especially with Lord Hayashi away. I have some information you all might find very interesting. Danzo from his robes pulls some papers out and hands them to the head council member. What are these? And inquires. These are the papers on the decision the council made on what to do with Naruto Uzumaki. Danzo said with a grin on his face as the head elder read the paper. The next day, Naruto and Hinata were eating their lunch, discussing plans to have a welcome home party for Hayashi and Hana. They both had stopped talking when an elder Hyuga man came into the room, addressing them both. Hello, Naruto. Hello, Hinata. Hello, Master Kazushi, they said in unison. Hinata, please head to your studies now, my dear. I must speak with young Naruto for a while. Yes, Uncle Kazushi. Hinata bowed to him, leaving the elder together with Naruto. Naruto, I heard about your exploits in helping Hayashi stop the ninja a few days ago. Yup. That was all me. His little ego boosted a bit more at that response. The elder could see all he needed on Naruto's face. But you believe you failed. Of course, that retort brought the blonde back to reality. Yeah, I did mess up pretty bad. I should have been able to protect her. I should have been there for her when she needed me the most, Naruto stated. There was a bit of emotion on that last statement. Is power what you really want, Naruto? To protect the ones you cherish most? Yeah, just like mother and father. What was all Kazushi needed to hear? What if I told you that you could just that, Naruto? What if I told you I could give you the chance to always be by her side and protect her? Would you take me up on that offer? In a heartbeat, Naruto said without a second thought. So be with me, then Naruto, I will give you what you want most. Your father didn't want to do this until you were old enough to understand, my boy, but I think now is as good a time as any. Let us go, Master Naruto. / Okay, Lord Kazushi. The Hyuga elder left the room, and Naruto followed right behind him, thinking to himself. This was the chance he had been waiting for. Finally, my chance to protect Hinata-chan. 6 days later, Hayashi and Hana were returning from their trip, wanting to be returning to the children Naruto and Hinata. When they arrived at the gates, they saw a lone Hinata running towards them with tears in her eyes. Hinata, why is she crying? Thought Hana, reaching down to pick her up to hear the child's words. Mother, father, he's gone. Asterisk sniff asterisk he's gone. Asterisk sniff star da. Who's gone, Hinata? Asked Hayashi. Naruto. Asterisk sniff asterisk ever since he SPO spoke with Sniff and Elder 6 days ago. Asterisk gasp asterisk he's been missing. What? What do you mean? Where is Naruto? Asked Hana. Damn them all. Hayashi thought, dropping his things and bolting towards the Hyuga council room. When he entered, the entire Hyuga council was there, as if expecting him to arrive. He stood in front of them, and before being addressed, he spoke. Where is Naruto? No member spoke, which made Hayashi angry. Where's my son? I'm not going to repeat myself again. At this time, the head elder stood and spoke. Hayashi Hyuga, 5 years ago you told us that the council decision was to let you keep Naruto in the Hyuga clan. Yes, I even said that this matter was already solved. We have recently come across some information saying otherwise. What information? Who gave it to you? He shouted. That is not an issue, and neither is your deceit of this council, Hayashi. But fear not, my good lord. This situation has been resolved as of now. What do you mean resolved? What is the meaning of this? The elder motioned to a guard to open a door. The 2 sliding doors revealed Naruto, standing there with his head staring at the floor. Hayashi was relieved to find his son alive. He watched Naruto walk up to him and bowed. Hello, Lord Hayashi. I am Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto finally lifted his head up for Hayashi to see something much to his horror. What have you done? What have you done to my son? He looked on a young boy who again spoke out in a robotic monotone voice. I am the faithful servant and protector of my one true master, Hinata Hyuga. I am her eternal slave to do as she pleases. From now on, I am but a servant to her every whim. He saw that his head had another kind of seal on him, the seal of the caged bird. Naruto, what have they done to you? Demon thoughts. Hey guys, I'm here again with the third chapter. I'm currently hiding in my own dark, shadowy abyss, so let me wallow in my own woeful sorrow and bathe in darkness and bleed the pain away. Anyway, LOL, I have finally had my first flame. I am now an official fanfic writer. Laughing face, let me find the flame for you guys. Asterisk search a star, here we go. Wolflord04. No, he had no friends when he was 3, so why would they be together? You tally effed up Naruto's world, geez. I am done with the FIC. I understand with the Hyugas, but then having people who no matter what would tell their kids to stay away. Plus the Uchihas wouldn't mingle with commoners for heaven's sake, they have their own district. Okay, let's see, you'll answer accordingly. 1, I'm not going to bother with you. You are a nerd with no life. Hope that clears stuff up with everyone if they had similar questions, LOL. And Flommers, don't worry, it'll never address a flame. Ever. Simply because their autonomous existence does not matter. They are not worth the flesh they're printed on. I simply will ignore it and keep writing a fanfic. Did I mention that this is a fanfic? Mean I make the laws around here. Fuck you, asshole. My BR did this. And for security, reason his name will not be announced. LOL. Mwahaha, enjoy the story. Chapter 3. Just a game. Naruto stood with a stoic look on his face towards Hayashi. The Hyuga's face was in a mix of many emotions. What? What have you done to him? Hayashi glared at the council. Hayashi Hyuga. This is as far as this little farce goes. Your attempts at lying to the very council you sworn fealty to has had it. We always knew you were up to no good with this child. Hiding the slave contract as a ruse to actually adopt the child is ends now, Hayashi. You give him back, or so help me. I'll be the last Hyuga you need to worry about. Many members gasped at Hayashi's statement. The clan head was insulting his own clan. Hayashi, I realize you might be upset Upset. I am beyond upset. I am infuriated by this council. Going behind my back, forcing a child to undergo such a dangerous seal ritual. Pray to the gods that Hannah is merciful. I'll be merciful in your eyes. All of you. We did not force him. What? You expect me to believe that my boy, my son, chose to have himself enslaved by a seal? For his entire life, Hayashi was waiting for a response, and he got one, just not from where he was expecting it. Yes, Lord Hayashi. The answer came for Naruto, standing next to one of the war, a face of bemusement. Was this really his choice? I chose to become like this. That way I may never fail to protect my master. I wanted this, Lord Hayashi. Please accept Sai like you always do, Father. Why did it end up like this? I'll tell you, Father. The young boy regaled him with the events of what had transpired while the master Hyuga was away. Flashback time loss. Naruto followed the Hyuga elder into a chamber was quiet and almost scary till the other elders were waiting for Kazushi and the lad to arrive. It seems that this was already planned out. In the room was also Inoichi Yamanaka, standing in the middle of some runic circle. Hey, Ino's dad, how are you? How come you're here? He looked at Naruto with a saddened face. Hello, Naruto. You seem well. Ino says hello, by the way. Tell her I said hi. Oh, well, now, Naruto, this is a new training class that Kazushi wanted you to take for Hinata. He says you wanted to do this, right? Uh-huh. I want to be strong, just like Father and Niji. They're so strong, and I want to be too. The young lad spoke courageously. Inoichi felt unsure even more now than he was since he came in the room. Why'd I get the feeling that this is all a farce, but if they think this best, then so be it. Sorry, Naruto. I don't think you'll be playing any more games with Ino, or anyone else for that matter. Please forgive me, all of us. Then let us begin, young master. Time for your lesson. Stand here, Naruto. Kazushi spoke. He did so, staying completely still in the middle of the circle. Mind destruction just to. Naruto suddenly gasped at the sudden sharp sensation in his head. His body went limp only for a second before standing back up. His blank expression plastered on his little the same time Kazushi also began hand signs, taking a piece of paper with the kanji words caged bird on them. Sealing art, caged bird seal. He slapped the piece of paper on his head before the boy yelled loudly. Meanwhile, a set of prying eyes were watching the events take place. The eyes looked very blank, accompanied by a masculine figure. The onlooker thinking to himself, what is going on in there? Kazushi turned to Inoichi, his hand already on Naruto's head before Kazushi stepped aside. Inoichi, begin the ritual, ordered the elder. As you wish. Inoichi had made sure he was telepathically linked with the boy before a force was stopping him from doing so. After about a few moments, he managed to make a full connection with his psyche. Naruto, what I'm about to tell you are the laws of the Hyuga clan service and sacrifice. You as servant will engrave these laws by memory. Abide by them until death. Before Inoichi continued, his face becomes blank as well. The elders become worried. Inoichi, are you all right? After a few minutes of calling him, he returned to reality. Inoichi suddenly shook his head to clear his mind. Anything else went in there, and it would scar the boy's mind forever. Almost lost my touch there. Better get on with this. He gave Kazushi a reassuring nod. Yeah, sorry, I blanked out for a few minutes. I'm fine now. The elders raised their eyebrows questionably. They accepted his answer with reluctance. Finally, he calmed himself down, restarting the ritual. Naruto Uzumaki, you are to follow the following laws that will be your code of principles. Follow them to the death. Is that understood? Yes, I will obey. He spoke monotonously. And try to stay sane, for Hinata's sake. He whispered. Naruto responded again. Yes, I will obey. The elders caught on to this, now curious to what he was saying to him. Kazushi thought nothing of it at the moment. Continue, Inoichi. Naruto, this is the first law. A slave may not injure its master or, through inaction, allow its master to come to harm. Repeat back. Inoichi stated. A slave may not injure his master or, through inaction, allow his master to come to harm. Naruto slowly said, no emotion on his face at all. Suddenly, he felt this to be a very bad idea. Second law. A slave must obey any orders given to it by its master except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Repeat back. Third law. A slave must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Naruto recited the law verbatim to Inoichi. He decided to sneak in a secret to Naruto's mind before he stated the next command. Remember, Naruto, you still have a choice. Always think of others before others. Be the boisterous little boy you always were. If not around anyone else, at least a little around Hinata. Repeat, but do not speak. Again, Naruto recited the command, but only mentally. It was now time to begin the final part. Naruto, I will now tell you the name of your master. The one you will swear loyalty to is Hinata Hyuga. When I ask who do you serve, you will recite back Hinata. Now, who do you serve? Hinata Hyuga. Who do you serve? He asked again. Hinata Hyuga. Naruto repeated. The council muttered. The ritual was now complete. Inoichi had done it. What have I done? What did I just do to Minato's only son? He must be weeping in the heavens right now. And we're back. Lights, camera, action. So there you have it, Hayashi, from the boy's own mouth. Now are you satisfied? So that's how it is, huh? That is what I get for doing a friend a favor, a betrayal. Of my own clan? Do not speak of betrayal as if you've done nothing wrong. You omitted this the day I asked you, Hayash, and now look at the fruits beared from this lie. You brought this onto yourself. Now the boy must abide by the truth that you've told to the Lord Hokage. Naruto, I am sorry. Please forgive me. You are forgiven. What is your next command, my lord? Naruto, stop that foolishness. You're not my slave. You're my son. Act like it. I am your son. Now, dash. Enough, Naruto. I can't take this anymore. You may as well get used to it. The boy you wanted was never to be. A slave is what you brought him here for. And the slave is what he will be. Damn you all to hell for this. This isn't the end of this. If I find out that you had outside interference, I will see you all brought to justice. This council is dismissed. Hayashi, see the reason for th dash. One of the elders was stopped with Hayashi's fist to the table. I said this council is dismissed. Now be gone. With their heads shaking at Hayashi's rash actions, they left the chamber. Hayashi was left alone with a blank little shell of the once very upbeat little boy. Naruto, follow me. It's time to meet your master. Yes, father. The spunk in his voice had all but vanished. This hurt the mighty Hyuga to the very core. I'll make sure to find out who did this to you, no matter the cost. Outside the council door, dun. Oh, Naruto, I'm so glad you're okay. Hinata came in hugging Naruto with all her love. She had wanted to see him for the longest time since he left with Kazushi. She had barely been able to see him since the 6 days had passed after Hayashi left. Forgive me for worrying you, master. I promise not to burden you anymore. This confused Hana. His complete flipped the script on both Hinata and Hana. Naruto would never call Hinata master. Naruto, what are you doing? Is this a new game? Hinata asked innocently. Naruto responded like a robot. If that is your wish, then this is a new game master. Naruto, I don't like this game. It's not fun that you call me master. Call me Hinata like you used to. As you wish, Hinata. Would you command me to do anything else? This started to scare Hinata, the little girl hiding behind Hana. Naruto, you're scaring me. Naruto, stop this right now. Don't scare Hinata like that. It's not funny. She spoke sternly. Forgive me. I did not mean to frighten you, Hinata. Mother, something's wrong with Naruto. He's still sick. Hana decided to ask her husband about her little boy. Hayashi, what's wrong with him? Hayashi shamefully looked down in his self-pity. Hayashi, why is there a bandage in his head? What is going on? Why is Naruto acting this way? Hana, I am so sorry, but you're not going to tell me what I think you are about to tell me, right, Hayashi? Hana, please. I am just as upset as Dash. You're not telling me what I want to hear, Hayashi. Please tell me this is just another joke in bad taste. You better be. I'd rather take that than whatever it is you are about to say. Hana was suddenly tearing up. Hayashi, what has happened to Naruto? What's happening to my sweet little boy? Hayashi sighed, swallowing the lump in his throat. Here, look for yourself. He took off the white headband, revealing the seal to Hana. She gasped at seeing it and began to break down, crying, hugging Naruto. Naruto, what did they do to you? She said, crying. What did they do to my son? She kept on weeping on Naruto's tan shirt. Why did they do this? Hana, I never would have known they would do this to him. I was outraged as you are. Outrage is the last emotion I am feeling, Hayashi. How could they do this? How could we let them? I knew we should have brought them along. Dia, I am so sorry. This is my boy anymore. I want him back, Hayashi. I want him back this instant. You know as well as I do that there's no reversing this SE dash. I want him back, god damn it. Bring back our son. You know damn well I won't stand for this. I am not fucking kidding, Hayashi. You better not tell me there's no way to reverse this. There has to be. Everything that's been done can be undone. This time, Hayashi was balling up both on his fists. I want it back too. Believe me, Hana, but once the seal is done, there's no turning back. Hana continued to cry, holding the boy. Naruto, if you can hear me, come back. Come back, please. This isn't you talking. This isn't you. Please come back to me. I want to see you smile again, please. Naruto had smiled at her. She saw this smile was a fake. That was not her little bundle of joy smiling. Only a facade. Is this all you ask of me, Lady Hana? Naruto, Hana cried, even more hugging Naruto tighter. She had decided to take him by the hand, as well as Hinata. Hayashi, I'm going to take the kids now. I'll see you in the room later. We'll talk about this when I feel better. If I feel better. Hana. Goodbye, Hayashi. Come along, children. All the time, Hinata was a bit sad, but happy that she was able to see Naruto. She didn't know what was going on, but she knew that at least Naruto was back with her. About midday, Hinata was sitting on her bed when the door opened. Her father had a saddened look on his face of disappointment and shame. She saw him move aside, also letting in Naruto. She jumped up, hugging Naruto. Naruto, are you all right? I thought you were playing a mean joke. That's not funny, you know. Mother was worried sick. Don't play jokes like that again, okay? When Hinata hugged him, he was about to break down and didn't know what really happened to him. He held it in for the sake of his daughter. I'm sure glad you're back, Naruto, she said, glomping him happily. Yes, Miss Hinata. I'm back. Is there anything you ask of me? Hinata stopped glomping him when she heard him add the Miss title to her name. Naruto, are you sure you're okay? Yes, Miss Hinata. I'm fine. Now what will you ask of me? Hinata then turned to her father, who was looking at Naruto with a sadness in his eyes. Father, what's wrong with Naruto? Is he still sick? Hayashi made a fake smile for his daughter, crouching to ruffle her hair. No, my dear. Naruto's fine. He's just playing a brand new game. A game? Really? How do you play? Hinata, being a little 5-year-old, had short-term memory. Well, you see, you can make Naruto do whatever you want. If you want him to play fun games with you, just ask him. He'll do it. No questions asked, even play that dress-up game he doesn't like. He thought by saying that would mask the true intentions of Naruto's condition. Now you will take good care of him. Now, Hinata, try not to be too overbearing, okay? Of course, father. I'll take good care of Naruto. She proceeded to grab Naruto's hand and pull him into the dollhouse in her room. Hey, Naruto, come play dollhouse with me. Of course, Miss Hinata. Naruto, call me like you always did, okay? That way it's not weird. We're playmates still, you know. Of course, Miss Hinata. She poked him in the head. No, Naruto, like this. Hi. E. Nah. Nah. Da. Hinata. That's it. Let's play Dollhouse, Naruto. I'll get your Action Saji doll, and I'll get my Katsumi doll. As you wish, Hinata. He tried his best to suppress the title he was programmed to tell. Okay, let's play then. Hinata giggled, running to his room, rummaging through his stuff to grab doll, and coming back grabbing her doll in the process. So, I think we should play husband and wife, Naruto. We have Action Saji married to my Katsumi. They live in this big house with lots of flowers, and they always have good time. Very well. Then does Action Saji call her Miss Katsumi? No siligus. He has to come back from a hard day's work. Just like this, okay? As you wish, Hinata. They began to play with air with Hayashi watching them. He decided to leave them to their playtime, as if nothing ever happened, even though things did change for the worst. Hayashi knew in his heart that someday he would have to tell the truth to his daughter about what really happened to Naruto. Hayashi left the room and went into his study, shutting the door behind him. There he had seen the picture of Hana holding little baby Naruto and Hayashi holding baby Hinata. Both of them were fast asleep in this picture. He had seen the true family in that photo, but now there was nothing of that picture that showed that this was happy family. Absolutely nothing. Minato, forgive me. I have failed you. You entrusted me with your son to take care of him, to protect him, to give him a good life, and I failed you. Forgive me, Minato. Please. He balled his fists, unable to hold back his sorrow. He did something he never did since the day Naruto came into his life. He buckled under his own emotional stress, crying his eyes out. He had kneeled before the picture with his eyes closed. Teardrops had started to hit the floor. Suddenly his solace was broken with Hana knocking on the door. Hayashi, are you all right? Come in. Okay, I'm coming in. She came in seeing Hayashi on the floor with his fists on the tatami mats. Hayashi, my love, are you sure you're all right? You have every reason to be angry at me, Hana. I failed you as a father. This is all my fault. I can't even keep a promise to an old friend. I am not fit to be a father. Danzo was right all along. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. I was just mad at the situation. Hana, have you even seen how much of a father I really was to that boy? Minato should have not done what he did. He was the best choice to father this child. Him and Kushina. God rest their souls. He is not family left, Hana. And now, thanks to my arrogance, he has no future. My love, I had known you had some way to keep him with us. But now, I know I'm not going to like this, but now, we will have to accept Naruto for who he is now. You've not failed as a father. I know you were a wonderful father to the boy. We will find a way to bring him back. I know we can. We just have to look inside ourselves. There will be an answer for this. Inside ourselves, wait. Hannah, you may be onto something. He thought back to Naruto's interaction with Hinata. And the more he thought about it, the weirder it was. Naruto was actually interacting with Hinata, playing dollhouse. Role-playing as a male in a dollhouse, not like a normal person who has been a victim of the seal. They walk around like zombies, only responding to simple commands with the ability to do any command given to them. Those with the seal do not have enough free thought to do something like role-play. But Naruto was. This was unheard of. Hayashi, what is it? The fox. I see it now. Hayashi realized that the demon must have done something during the ritual to let Naruto keep things like creativity and imagination, a higher thinking level than most slaves. With that in mind, Hayashi smiled suddenly. Maybe there was a chance for everything to turn around. But he knew that the only person that could save him was Naruto himself. Hannah, I think there's a way to save him. What, you sure? How, my love? Naruto has to break the seal with the chakra of the nine-tailed fox. But we cannot physically bring that will out of him. He has to realize this himself. Only then will there be free of the seal's curse. Hayashi, I knew there was a way after all. Thank you for the idea, Hannah, as expected of my wife. Anytime, my dear, anytime. She had taken a kiss from him before leaving him to his thoughts. I have to make sure he knows what to do if this seal is to come off. I have to make sure to make my move when the time is right. For now, Naruto, my children, bear with us for just a little longer. Time skipped 7.5 years. This is getting monotonous, isn't it? Hinata Hyuga, now almost in her early teens, was walking down a road towards the academy with her best friend at her side. She was slowly and surely catching on to what was with Naruto this whole time. Naruto still had his seal on his head, which Hinata studied very carefully. She was a little understand of what was going with her life-long childhood playmate. Hinata had been walking with Naruto, holding everything she carried, which was nothing much really, just a book. She had turned to look at the now somewhat matured boy. "Milady? Is there something the matter?" "No. Nothing, Naruto. You know I can carry that book if you want." "No, milady. Please allow me to do this much for you. After all, I am but a servant." He spoke robotically. "Naruto, I said you can call me Hinata. How come you always call me milady or Lady Hinata?" "It's not my place to speak of masters so familiarly. The elders have deemed it so. I thought you were supposed to obey me and me only." "My apologies. Then I will as you ask, Hinata." "That's better. I don't want you to think I'm better than you, okay? We're best friends, not master and slave. I want you to act just I asked you to." Sudden Naruto had smiled his widest, much to her embarrassment. "Not like that, Naruto. Like we rehearsed." "Oh, okay then. Let's go, Hinata." He pumped his fist. She could only sigh at him. "That'll do for now. Come on, Naruto, we're gonna be late." "Yes, Hinata." She decided to take the book, taking his hand, holding the book in her backpack. "Much better." "Hinata." "Yes." "Are you sure you don't want anything else from me?" "No." She walked. "Are you sure?" "Naruto, it's okay. Don't worry about me. Now hold my hand and let's walk to school." She held on tight, walking to the academy. As they walked, Hinata looked back at Naruto, remembering a little boy who would smile, and called her Hinata. Now he barely shows any emotion. When he does, Hinata's the only one to see it. Hinata remembers the day she found out the truth. It was earlier in her life, before she hit 11, right after she came back from class at the academy. The class was about looking true secrecy. Flashback time. We didn't see this coming. There was a knock on Hayashi Hyuga's door. He wasn't expecting anybody at all. Who could it be, I wonder? "Komein." He shouted to the outside. Hinata came in the door, motioning for Naruto to come with her. He followed obediently. Then they stopped in front of Hayashi's desk and sat. Hello, Hinata. What brings you here? Father, tell me what really happened to Naruto. Hayashi saw the intensity of his eyes. My dear, what are you talking about? Don't fool me, father. I know better. I'm not that little girl who believe anything now. I know better now. What is with Naruto? Tell me. Hinata, as I've always, it's just a game dash. It's not a game. Something is really wrong for a game like this to carry out this long, father. Hinata yelled out unexpectedly. Hinata was usually a quiet-spoken girl. Hayashi could see she was almost tearing up. What makes you believe that? He replied. Hinata sighed, now going to show him what she meant. Naruto, I command you to hurt me. Naruto didn't move an inch. I cannot. It is violation of the second law of servitude. I must not obey an order that cause you any physical harm. Oh no, you found out. Of course I found out. He defended me from Sasuke. Sasuke? He was just practicing when Naruto came out of nowhere and slammed on the floor. He then started going off about the laws of servitude. I know this now. Father, why is he acting like this? I remember when he used to call you father. Now he calls you Lord Hayashi. Tell me why. I guess you would have found out sooner or later. Hinata, remember the day after we came back from the trip? Did you remember what your uncle Kazushi did with Naruto? Yes, he took him and turned him into this robot. I don't like him like this, father. I want my childhood friend back. I want Naruto back, father. Hinata, this was something I was hoping to avoid, but yes, that was exactly what they did, and I've been trying to reverse, but so far, nothing has come to mind yet. This was not my decision, but the council as well as the Council of the Leaf. And that is what they decided on? Yes, it was the only way to keep him safe from the people who have wanted him dead all those years ago. Please understand, Hinata. But why not just adopt him that day, father? She took him hand. I would have loved for him to be my big brother. I would still love him either way, father. Why make him a slave? It was the only way to ensure his future, Hinata, or else he would have been in the wrong hands. He said, Espically Danzo. What happened? She asked again, her hand holding his tight. Naruto comforted her the best he could. I'm fine, Miss Hinata. Please don't worry about me. Father, what happened after that? During my week-long absence, someone gave the Hyuga Council information about the Council's decision on Naruto. I don't know who or how, but I was never able to find out who had sold me out to my own clan. Lord Hayashi, if I may, there was no trickery in this matter. I made this decision myself. My wish is to make her as happy as I could, to keep being the boisterous little boy Hinata cared about. I wanted to protect her ever since that accident. He repeated the very words that Inoichi spoke to him on that day. To speak when not spoken to, another trait not found within those cursed with the slave seal. He's doing it. Thought Hayashi turned back his attention to Hinata, her body shaking with the sorrow that Naruto sacrificed himself for her sake. No, I didn't want this. I never wanted him to be like this. I never intended it for be like this. I am sorry. Naruto, you didn't have to do this. I want a friend. I wanted you, Naruto. Not like this. I wish you could hear me say these words. I don't Naruto the slave. Please come back. She launched herself on him and began to cry on him. Naruto hugged her back with as much as she could. With the tragedy of Hana's death after giving birth to Hanabi and her caretaker in the branch house, Hinata's only hope of a happy life was with Naruto. But now even that was gone. This shell of a boy was not the boy she had cared so deeply for. I'm so sorry, Naruto, sniff, asterisk. It's my fault. If that night didn't happen, you wouldn't be like this. Hayashi knew the real trigger for this change. No, if Minato had found another way to stop the fox, he'd be with his real family instead of here. He'd be having a wonderful with his mother and father. Minato, you should have been here. Your son needs you. You as well. Kushina, Anna, he needs you so much now. So do I. It is okay, Miss Hinata. I had to do this to make sure that nothing back ever happens to you. This is why I made this choice. Please accept my decision. This boy is trying so hard to fight this seal. I know he is, or else he would not even be speaking right now. You could do it. Show her that you're still there, Naruto. Show us all that there's still hope. Only if you promise to be my best friend and never go away, Naruto. I will never part from you, Hinata. I am your servant. I don't want a servant. I want a best friend. Now, are you going to be my best friend? If that is what you want, I will be your best friend. She knew those words, but she didn't want to spook Naruto any further. Okay, Naruto, I promise. I'll set you free. I know there has to be a way. She embraced him even harder, Naruto returning the feelings mutually. Deep down, Hayashi knew that one day Naruto will be able to overcome this obstacle and reach his destiny, to make his real parents proud of him. In flashback, in response to Rose Tiger. Thanks. I got this revised, so it should hurt your little woman eyes. Also, I'm still on the works with my beta reader to get with chapter 19 ready when he's done beta reading all 18 chapter. So far, so good. Okay then, with all this said and done, enjoy the story. I want this to be your signature before you write from now on. This tells your fans that you're a human, not some lonely little boy. Chapter 4. I refuse. Hinata and Naruto entered the building and headed to their class. When they opened the doors, she felt the look of all her friends on her. Some were friendly and nice, others not so much. Hinata was happy with this at least. They all used to hate her when she first told them what happened to Naruto. They blamed her for not having been there to save him. Eventually, they came to accept things as they were. Once inside, they were greeted by Sasuke. Hello, Naruto. Hello, Master Sasuke. How are you? I told you to call me Sasuke. Of course, I apologize, Mr. Sasuke. Naruto's sarcastic side came out for only a little bit. Something Hinata also noted. Good job, Naruto. Keep fighting it. You can do it. No, just Sasuke. No need for title usage. It's creeping me out. I thought you discussed this with Hinata. I have, but it was protocol to address you as such. Well done, it's annoying. If that is what you ask. Damn right. He snorted. Hinata had stamped her foot in protest. Sasuke, that's not nice. Since when was that an issue? You're bullying Naruto again. All right. Don't get yourself all twisted. I'll stop making fun of the guy for just a minute. Of course, you're still going to let me borrow him for a bit after this is done, right? I actually have to run some errands today, Sasuke. I'm sorry, but can we rearrange for another date? Okay, I get it. You want to take your companion for a little shopping spree. SSS Sasuke, and not like. TH's that at all. She turned red at that statement. Oh, isn't that cute? You are blushing. Stop it. She pouted. I'm kidding. Sudden a voice came from the front of the class. It was Irika with a piece of paper. All right, next one up for the exam is Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke, you're up, boy. Here I go, guys. Wish me luck. Good luck, Sasuke. Spoke Hinata. You'll be fine, Sasuke. We know you can do it. Cheer, Naruto. Thanks, guys. I'll tell you about how it went later, all right? He waved them over as Sakura Ino also gave their little good luck speeches. After he went inside, Sakura wanted to talk to Hinata about his current situation. Hey, Hinata. How are things going on so far? Good. Never better, Sakura. I was hoping for a better answer than that. What? Well, have you? Even tried? I have tried. Me and my father have. Nothing I have used so far isn't working. I see. If it's consolation to you, Hinata, me and Ino still have full support for you and Naruto. Naruto had overheard the conversation between the two. He decided to take it upon himself to greet Sakura. Hello, Sakura. You look fine today. Thank you, Naruto. By the way, how are things with Hinata? Hinata and I are wonderful. I've never left her side for a moment. Is that so? Well, Hinata, I didn't know you two were that close. She raised the eyebrows suggestively. Of course, Hinata had blushed like a ripe strawberry with Naruto tilting his head at her. Sakura, you two? Please stop teasing him like that. Sakura, what are you talking about? Is there something the matter? She shook her head, still trying to regain her ground. No, Naruto, I'm fine really. Sakura was just joking. That's all it was. I do not get it. They both sighed at him. Clearly the boy didn't get the innuendo. Never mind Naruto, Sakura stated. Then from the room came Sasuke with a serious facial expression. He sat down next to Naruto, folding his hands on the table. Sasuke, did you pass? Asked Hinata. He looked only giving his little boastful smirk. Yeah, I did. Yay. I'm so happy, Sasuke. Sakura jumped up and down. Ino ran up her, hugged Sasuke, also congratulating him. I'm so proud of you, Sasuke. I knew you could do it. She also looked at Hinata as well as Naruto. Now all we need is you two to get it done, and we're all set. Naruto had put his hand on his shoulder. Congratulations, Sasuke. Thanks, Naruto. Irika came out once again, calling the next student. Hinata, Hyuga. It's your turn now. Hinata and Naruto got up to leave. Sasuke had stopped Naruto before he could stand up. Naruto, he didn't call you. Sit back down. I know. Then why are you getting up? To make stay by Hinata's side, just as she told me to. She turned around, grabbing both of his hands. Naruto, stay here. I can do this myself, okay? Very well then, Hinata. I will await your return. Thank you, Naruto. Good luck, milady. He bowed. She stopped him halfway, only to poke him in the head. Naruto, don't do that here, and call me Hinata like you used to. She knew that every time he disobeyed her, she knew the seal on his head. To her, this was a good sign. She had to make sure he got the idea that he still has a will of his own, then eventually return back to his old self. See you when I get back, okay? Try not to let others bother you, okay, Naruto? She let his hands go before leaving with Irika. About 15 minutes of Naruto enduring Sasuke's and Ino's little tease, he saw Hinata come out. She had also worn a serious face before approaching Naruto. Hinata, is there something the matter? You did not pass. I passed, with flying colors. She jumped up and down. Sakura and Ino also did the same, congratulating her. Congratulations on passing. Sakura spoke out. Yep, congrats, Hinata. That's one down and one to go. As expected of Hinata, I think Lord Hayashi would be proud of you. Well, I really wanted you to thank me, Naruto. I think you did a wonderful job as always. I am happy for you, Hinata. Thank you, Naruto. She hugged him tightly with the young lad, returning the feelings. Then Irika came out with a paper once again. Naruto, let's get on with it. He motioned Naruto over before Hinata held his left hand as if not wanting to let go. Yes, Hinata? What is your wish? I just wanted to say good luck, Naruto, and do your best. Hinata leaned in and kissed Naruto on the cheek. He smiled, wanting to keep her happy. Yes, Hinata, thank you. I will try my best for your sake. Naruto, don't do it for me. Do it for yourself? Okay. Okay. If that is what you wish, I will do it for myself. Thank you, Hinata. Good luck, Naruto. I will return as soon as I can. He walked away from the classroom, following Irika inside the room. Once he entered the room, he stood in front of Mizuki and Irika. Irika had been always nice to him. Whenever he was unable to be with Hinata, Irika had taken it upon himself to help the boy develop even with his condition. Mizuki was, as most people refer to, is borderline meh. All right, Naruto, I want you to prepare yourself. This is your Genin exam. I want you to run through 2 tests, and we can see if you're ready to receive your headband stating you to be a shinobi of the leaf. Spoke Irika. He took out a target and was to toss it. Are you ready? Yes, sensei, I am ready. Okay then, catch. He tossed a disc with a target bullseye on it. Naruto reacted, instinctively hitting the target with a knife right on the center. Good, Naruto. Wonderful job. Now, next test. I want you to gather as much chakra as you can and perform the standard clone jutsu. Is that okay with you? Yes, I will try my best, Irika-sensei. Take your time, Naruto. You'll do fine as long as you concentrate once more. Understood. I will perform the jutsu. Good luck, Naruto. Spoke this mindset, the young man began concentrating to make a single clone. Just as he was about to delve deep into the confines of his mindscape, he had heard a dark, shadowy voice reach his deep subconscious. Hello. The deep, scary voice made Naruto lose his concentration, completely unleashing his unmold chakra. A chakra wave knocked Irika and Mizuki back, blasting the door off its hinges. When Irika sat back up, he looked at Naruto wearily. The other students also saw the door torn in half, looking at the three people inside. Naruto, what was that? Mizuki was haphazardly. Forgive me, sensei. I lost concentration. Irika eyes saddened. Naruto, what happened to make you lose all that chakra? You almost had it. This got Naruto thinking. Was that voice just that appeared in his head? He decided to not tell him about it, as he remembered that anything odd he felt was to be told to Hinata. I do not know, sensei. I guess I must have distracted myself with something. Asterisk sigh asterisk. Is that all? Yes, sensei. Is it possible to try again? We're on a tight schedule. I'm unable to retry this exam again. I'm sorry, but Naruto, I cannot pass you. Naruto's look turned into sadness as bowed. He wasn't able to join Hinata as a genin. He walked away before Irika called out to him. Wait, Naruto, if you want to try again, we could do it next week. Okay. Okay, Irika-sensei. Thank you for this chance. Naruto headed out the doorway and was faced by Hinata. She was look of disappointment on his expression. Naruto, did you do it? The others also wondered about his status as a ninja. Please forgive me, Hinata. I failed you. I failed myself. Hinata eyes saddened. He didn't pass TH Genin exam. Ahe did the only thing she thought of at the moment. Hug him. Hinata. It's okay, Naruto. I know you'll get it next time for sure. I mean, the makeup exams are next week anyway. They always allow 2 weeks of testing just in case some students failed. It's all right, Naruto. She still was always compassionate about his success as well as his failures. Thank you, Hinata. I always appreciate your praise. He smiled. Sasuke, along with most of the class, were bummed with the state of things. But in any case, they all knew he would pass it the next time. After they departed, Mizuki had asked Naruto to step aside from the rest of the genin and proceeded to strike a most interesting conversation with him. Hello, Naruto. He started, his head still injured from the blast he suffered. Hello, Mizuki-sensei. Please forgive me for any injuries you sustained during my test. No problem, Naruto, but I came to offer you something. Irika told me he failed you, so I came to offer you the secondary genin exam. Secondary genin exam? I never heard of it. Something caught him off guard about this second exam. Well, it's for people with special abilities, people like you. Really? How do I do it? All you need to do is sneak into the Hokage Tower without being detected. Then take a certain scroll called the Scroll of Sealing. Finally, you must learn one justa from it, then you pass. Sneaking into the Hokage Tower? Stealing a scroll? Sounds kind of weird to me. Is this from my father or Miss Hinata? Why, yes it is. In fact, it's directly from Miss Hyuga herself. Is that true? Did she ask you to test me again? Yes. She was very worried about you. I said I will see what I can do, and so I've come up with a little exercise just for you, Naruto, just so you can be with her. I don't understand. Why would she do this? Well, Naruto, if you want to leave Hinata alone during her team missions, by all means don't do it. But just imagine her getting into trouble on a mission and you're not able to protect her. She's doing this for you, Naruto. Are you going to let this chance slip you, let her efforts go to waste? I don't think that would make her happy. At this statement, Naruto eyes widened. Seeing Mizuki's logic, he turned and nodded at Mizuki. I will whatever it takes to be with her, as my duty and code dictates. Good boy. Now, when you obtain the item in question, meet in the forest outside the leaf at midnight. Is that okay with you? Yes, it is. I will not fail this time. I will be able to pass this test. A little smirk entered his face. Very good, Naruto. I'll be there waiting for you. When you do, I'll see to it that you and Hinata are together. Thank you for this opportunity. Naruto walked away to meet with the others. Mizuki walked the other way. No, thank you. He let out a little snicker just before he left the area. You're such a sucker, you little twerp. What a loon. Nighttime, 12 a.m. He had been running for hours. He had already mastered the jutsu inside the scroll and about to show Mizuki before something caught his eye. He saw that nothing was behind. He made sure he was not followed by anyone. Suddenly, as he was about to stop, something flew right past him, which made him drop the scroll, himself falling in the process. Well, well, well. Looks like you actually did it. I wonder how you got past the Hokage. It was a rather courageous effort to go though the trouble of getting that scroll from me, Naruto. Mizuki-sensei, I learned the jutsu just as you asked. I'll show you. No need. This enough is good for me. Now hand over that scroll, and I'll be on my way. Hand it over. But this scroll is supposed to dash. Never mind that kid, now hand it over now. Suddenly, he didn't think it was such a good idea. Was this a part of the test? Was I to hand this over to you? Yeah, you passed, now hand it over. Don't do it, Naruto. They heard a voice come from the shadows. Shurikens shot the scroll away from Mizuki. Then from the high treetops came Irika, eyeballing Mizuki. Mizuki, what do you think you're doing? That scroll is forbidden to open and see. Irika-sensei, I was the one who gave it to him. This statement only made him angrier. Naruto, how could you? You should have not taken that scroll from the Hokage. This is not something a Hyuga's servant was capable of doing. But he gave me an opportunity to make up the exam I took today in order to be with Hinata. I did this for her. She asked this of me. This was to be my secondary exam. Secondary exams? What are you talking about? I was unaware of that. Yes, the exams for people with special abilities. I need to take the scroll and learn a justa from it. I did so, and everything else I was told. So Mizuki-sensei, do I pass? Irika was mulling this over in his mind. Mizuki, but that doesn't make any se dash. Irika was cut off by his musing when he heard kunai whizzing through the air. He instinctively jumped at Naruto, covering his body as the kunai and shuriken embedded themselves into him. Naruto, seeing Irika in pain, moved away from under him, looking into the tree. To his horror, Mizuki stood there with a giant shuriken in his hands. Mizuki, what's going on here? Why are you doing this? He asked Mizuki. His answer was sent back to him in a little chuckle, the chuckle slowly and surely turning into a maniacal cackle. Why? Because I needed someone as my lapdog to fetch me the scroll. The little brat got it for me, and I'm going to leave this place with the power inside this scroll and bring it to my master. Master, he's a spy after all. I should have known this from the beginning. How could we have been so blind? Irika was already berating himself in his mind. Oh, and by the way, the little demon kid is a fine young boy. It's almost a shame that I not have to kill you, Irika, but the punk too. I may as well destroy that fox once and for all. He snorted. Demon, fox, what are you talking about, Mizuki? I'm only a servant to the Hyuga clan. He laughed at him deviously. Oh, you don't know, do you? Isn't this rich? Do you even know why that Hyuga idiot even took you in? I bet he left that part out, didn't he? Some dad he was. Know what? Suddenly was interested. About the circumstance about your birth? Or did daddy never even mention that to you? Naruto remembered Hayashi talking about the circumstances of his birth that he was not able to speak of. What were these circumstances? No, Mizuki, it's forbidden, interrupted Irika. Shut up, Irika. I'm tired of having to listen to your little sob story about that goddamn kid. It's time he knew how much a monster he really was, how much he will suffer simply because of who he is and what's inside of him, and why Hayashi even took him in. Stop, Mizuki. You can't tell him. He must not know. I said shut your goddamn trap. I'll be the one to fuck up his entire existence. He's not going to be kept a secret from the world anymore. Hey, they turned to a very angry Naruto. His blood sunk, eyes only wanting to want revenge. Just what do you think you were doing to Irika-sensei? I knew you were lying to me. Lady Hinata would never say things like that to me. Lord Hayashi has the utmost love for me. I won't let you slander their good name. Now talk. Oh ho ho ho. All right. Then I suppose can at least give you the satisfaction of hating the Hyuga now. You see, 13 years ago, the nine-tailed attacked the village, right? Yes, I know that. Did you know that the beast was never killed? The fourth Hokage did not slay the beast, as the legend says. In fact, all he did was put it in jail, a jail of a small boy. I heard the boy died when he was young. Naruto replied. Mizuki only cackled louder at his answer. You kidding? How can that kid be dead? I'm looking right at him. What do you mean? You're the nine-tailed fox, you fool. The only reason Hayashi ever took you in was to make you his little slave to use against the leaf. Why do you think he put that caged bird seal on you? For a tattoo. That's a laugh. Face it, Naruto. You're a Jinchuriki. The reason why everyone respects you is because you're the very thing that tried to kill us all. They're afraid of you, boy. Just like Irika and everyone else, including your so-called friends. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. I was taken in because I lost my family when I was born. Why would he give me this mark? They even said this was so that I can better protect Hinata. Yeah, well, you thought wrong. They brainwashed you, kid. You're a goddamn monster. A freak. No one can ever really love a monster. Especially one that almost wiped us out. That little Hyuga is just using you, pulling you heartstrings to bend you to their will to use as a weapon. A fucking weapon. You're just a freak with a name. That's all you'll ever be. Stop it. Stop it right now. You're lying to me. She's never say that. She's always been so kind to me. She never would say things like that to me. Wake up and smell the coffee, kid. You're just a jailer. No one will ever love something like that. Stop it. Hin anger got the best of him with seeps of rage overcoming his body. He ran as fast as he could, taking his anger out on Mizuki, the man only toying with Naruto by evading his every attack. Is that it? Huh. I thought you'd be better than this. Stand back, Naruto. I'll handle this. Irika called out. Naruto was unable to stop his barrage until he was knocked back into a tree with a right foot to his back. Irika ran as fast as he could, knowing full well what he was about to do. Prepare to die, you little brat. I'll make sure to take care of your master while you rot in hell. He took out the giant shuriken, launching it to Naruto. Before the boy was about to get sliced in half, he closed his eyes as heard a clanking sound mixed in with a bloody splatter. He opened his eyes, seeing Irika bleeding from his mouth. Irika-sensei, what? He gasped, seeing something metal come from the back of him in his lower stomach and coming out of his front. Naruto, are you all right? Sensei. He was unable to comprehend the situation at hand, only that Irika was badly hurt. It's all right, Naruto. We all make mistakes. Making them is part of being a shinobi, and don't let your shortcomings get the best of you. If you learn from them, then you'll grow stronger, strong enough to protect those you love. Believe me, you are a great person to Hinata, and everyone else. They will never love for anything else other than what you are. Remember, the dashi fainted on the spot. Naruto, with his head down, stood up facing Mizuki. Well, load of bull. What to preach to the choir, Irika? Shut up. You won't ever disrespect my master. I won't let you get away alive. You hurt Master Irika. You disrespected the Hyuga family name. You even tried to trick me using Lady Hinata. Suddenly, he made cross with his hands, and a bunch of Narutsos surrounded him in a massive swarm. I'll make sure you never slander my master's good name. Never. Here I come. He was hit with so many fists that it beat him to a bloody pulp. In about 10 seconds later, Irika was laying next to a tree with Naruto tending his wound. Mizuki was as bruised as a peach and acting like one as well, laying there unconscious. How did he master the shadow clone jutsu? Those are just copies. Those were solid clones. He's master of very advanced jutsu. Just like Kushina, he's a spitting image of his mother and father. I apologize, Irika-sensei. I failed again. I should have known ever since that time. Naruto, don't beat yourself up. I knew he was playing you since you want to talk to him. I knew you'd never betray Hinata. It's part of your code. Yes, I must protect my master from harm at all times. But you did something that surprised me, Naruto. You've shown more free will than anyone I've seen with that seal on your head. Did I really? But I must ask, why did you want to be made a slave to Hinata? Was it because? No, I wanted to be strong enough to keep her from harm. I wanted to make sure she was always happy. That's why I did this. I wanted to make my master happy and be the boisterous little boy she'd always know. Then that settles it. Naruto, I have a surprise for you. He took out a leafy band, taking his goggles and replacing it. There you go, Naruto. You are officially a Leaf Village Genin. Congratulations on passing the secondary Genin exams. Irika chuckled as Naruto stood and bowed to Irika. Thank you, Master Irika. Please, Naruto. It's Irika-sensei. Nothing more. Yes, Irika-sensei. The scene comes with both of them laughing joyfully into the night. The next day, there with his brand new headband wrapped tightly around his head, he was joined by Hayashi in the dining room. He had heard he had finally achieved the one goal both him and Hinata had set out to do. He also saw a little bit of his old self come out when playing with his new headband. Well, looks like you finally did it. Wonderful job, Naruto. I'm sure Hinata would be happy to see you join the ceremony today. I even heard you managed to catch a traitor on our midst. Good job, Naruto. You've done well. Thank you so much, Lord Hayashi. This really means a lot to me. Now, I can serve Miss Hinata even more now. Naruto, I don't think you should be thinking about her like this. I would say that you've done this yourself, for your sake, not just hers. I think you're right, but even so, I'd still do it for her, because I believe that is my goal. That statement made him think of how Minato was the exact same way when it came to family. He could very well be the one to reach his destiny. Suddenly, footsteps alerted them both to the presence of Hinata. She smiled, running at Naruto full steam. Naruto! She landed on top of the startled Naruto and hugged him. Lady Hinata, he said surprisingly. Congratulations on getting your headband, Naruto. Naruto remembered the other night. She had heard what happened and wanted to thank him properly. He had also seen that she had brought some food on the table. I'm so happy you finally got it, Naruto. Oh, thank you, Hinata. Naruto looked around and saw the breakfast on the table. Hinata, did you make that? He pointed to the ramen. Yes, I did. Naruto was suddenly on the ground bowing before her. I am sorry, milady. I overslept. I should be punished. That is the only way I can forgive myself for this transgression of laziness. Please forgive me. Naruto kept ranting on until a poke on the head told him to get up. He then saw Hinata's index finger poke his forehead, giggling. Naruto, I made that especially for you, as a way to saying how proud I am of you. For me, Miss Hinata. Yes, to congratulate you on passing, Naruto. He bowed his head when Hinata stopped him halfway, poking his head again. Naruto, you have to stop doing that. I told you you're my best friend and lifelong companion. You don't treat me like I am slave master. I'm so sorry, milady Pokow. And stop calling me that. I feel like I'm only using you. Don't ever call me that, or I'll be very mad. She scolded. Oh, my apologies. She poked him one more time. Please don't apologize to me for the rest of the day. From now, I want you to act like a normal person. Not a servant, okay? I want to make sure you're always happy, not a robot. I told you I don't want a personal servant. I want you. Can you do that, please? Of course. I will try my best. She gave him a little kiss on the cheek. Thank you, Naruto. From now, I'm going to try to make sure you're normal again, okay? I want to play games like we used to. I want you to smile like you always did and be who you are. Hinata, I don't know what to say. She sat down next to him when another servant came in with Hayashi's and Hinata's food. I know what you can say. Let's eat. She split her chopsticks. Hayashi and Naruto repeated her actions. Let's eat. At the academy. The next day, the people were talking amongst themselves. Sakura, their posse, were talking about how Naruto had stopped a traitor from getting away with a scroll. They even wondered if they let him take the exam again, since the next time he could take it was next week. I wonder if Naruto got his promotion now that he did this feat. Man, he's such a hero. Yeah, who would have thought that Mizuki was working under orders from someone else? Ino stated with Sakura comment. If anything, they have to give it to him now, stated Sasuke. If they don't, I'm fighting. Me too. He's our friends, and we'd never abandon him. He has to stay with Hinata, shouted Ino, just as she shouted to the whole classroom there in full. Was Hinata with the man everyone had been talking about? They got up clapping Naruto for a job well done. Shikamaru was astonished that he had been able to join them. Well. Looks like you do get to join us after all. Isn't that special? Yes, I was given this by Irika-sensei, and I am glad. Now I can further be able to help Hinata. Granted, you're in the same team as her. Regardless, I will not give Hinata to anyone else. I swore loyalty, and I won't go back on that. Keep dreaming, kid. Your days as Hinata's little bosom buddy are over. She won't hang out with you anymore. Or rather can't. From the crowd shot the one person who had been overseeing the whole ordeal. A new kid that Sakura, Ino, Sasuke, Shikamaru, or even Shino have barely seen. A young boy with brown hair and 2 red marks on his cheeks. His viper-like eyes piercing Naruto like a lost soul. And what make you so sure? 'Cause you need to grow up. Your little charade like this is not going to happen. So get your head out of the clouds and get what is given to you. No questions asked. Is that all you have to say? Just stating the way things are, kid. Whether you want to accept them is fine by me. I really don't care. I just don't want to disappoint you is all. Kiba Inuzuka, Naruto Uzumaki, if you don't mind. I'd like to start assigning the teams. They both stare back at Irika, who had a piece of paper. So, I will start with the following people as they are the first pick. When I call your name, you'll stand up. Is that clear? Everyone nodded. Kiba now eyeballing Naruto. Well, kid, it's been fun, but let's face it, things like you and that Hyuga weirdo aren't going to last forever. Sorry, man. Hope this doesn't hurt you too much. Sasuke Uchiha called out Irika. Sasuke nodded, standing up. Sakura Haruno. Sakura jumped up, giving a victory sign at Ino. She too stood up. Hooray! I get to hang out with Sasuke. As long as it's not that Kiba kid, I'm going to be just fine, she thought to herself. And finally, Naruto Uzumaki stand up. He stood up with Kiba shrugging. Told you, kid. Hinata looked down at him worryingly. Oh no, are they going to? You 3 are going to be assigned to Squad 7. I hope you 3 are able to get along from now on. Sakura jumped up that she didn't get stuck with Kiba. Sasuke looked over at Hinata. She had her hand on her chest. Hinata. He spoke softly. Suddenly, Naruto cleared his throat. Irika-sensei, I have something I would like to say. Go ahead, Naruto. Suddenly, Hinata and Sakura looked over to Naruto, as well as the rest of the class. Kiba sat there wondering what he was doing. Kid, I wouldn't do that if I were you. This is as good as it's going to get. You're making a big mistake here. I am sorry, Sensei, but I must refuse this squad selection. The entire class gasped at his request. Hinata being the most surprised. Ch5, just better. Last time, Kiba Inuzuka, Naruto Uzumaki, if you don't mind. I'd like to start assigning the teams. They both stare back at Irika, who had a piece of paper. So, I will start with the following people as they are the first pick. When I call your name, you'll stand up. Is that clear? Everyone nodded. Kiba now eyeballing Naruto. Well, kid, it's been fun, but let's face it, things like you and that Hyuga weirdo aren't going to last forever. Sorry, man. Hope this doesn't hurt you too much. Sasuke Uchiha called out Irika. Sasuke nodded, standing up. Sakura Haruno. Sakura jumped up, giving a victory sign at Ino. She too stood up. Hooray! I get to hang out with Sasuke. As long as it's not that Kiba kid, I'm going to be just fine, she thought to herself. And finally, Naruto Uzumaki stand up. He stood up with Kiba shrugging. Told you, kid. Hinata looked down at him worryingly. Oh no, are they going to? You 3 are going to be assigned to Squad 7. I hope you 3 are able to get along from now on. Sakura jumped up that she didn't get stuck with Kiba. Sasuke looked over at Hinata. She had her hand on her chest. Hinata. He spoke softly. Suddenly, Naruto cleared his throat. Irika-sensei, I have something I would like to say. Go ahead, Naruto. Suddenly, Hinata and Sakura looked over to Naruto, as well as the rest of the class. Kiba sat there wondering what he was doing. Kid, I wouldn't do that if I were you. This is as good as it's going to get. You're making a big mistake here. I'm sorry, Sensei, but I must refuse this squad selection. The entire class gasped at his request, Hinata being the most surprised. Back to the action, WO. Irika looked up to see Naruto standing and looking at Irika. Come again, Naruto? I refuse to be on a separate team. Then my master, I request the immediate transfer of her over to my team. This surprised but humbled every sentient being in the room. I get it now. He's doing this for her, thought Sakura. Naruto, the Hokage, made these teams. You can't argue with this decision. Well, not exactly. Suddenly, Irika was interrupted by the entrance of someone into his class. Lord Hokage. Irika bowed. Everyone in the room became parrots, repeating the same thing Irika just spoke out. What seems to be the problem, Irika? Naruto requests an immediate transfer of Hinata Hyuga over to his team. Oh really? Hiruzen looked onto the three preteens in the eyes, put special attention to the blonde one. Naruto, what right do you have to request immediate transfer of Hinata into your group? Naruto calmly stood straight up and spoke. All of a sudden, Hiruzen was ever the curious man now. By Section A, Law 1357, B. During the Shodai Hokage's reign, which slaves and masters were a common thing, Bach, then it reads, a slave and master that both pass a ninja exam during the time which the teams are given out may request a transfer to each other team as to allow the slave to fulfill his duty as a protector. Hiruzen looked astounded at Naruto as he smoked his pipe. This boy could also be a good lawyer. Is that so, young one? Is it the sole reason why you want to be reassigned? That is not all, Lord Hokage. I want to be by Hinata's side because I feel that it's my place to do so, for her sake as well my own. Are you sure about this? You'd be better suited for this kind of setup. Yes, Lord Hokage, I do. Hiruzen was well aware of the boy's current state of things. To him, fighting for his freedom was every bit as important to him as it was to those around the boy. He smiled a bit on the inside. Attaboy, Naruto, you're just like your father. Minato would be so proud of you, my boy. Irika, hand over that paper if you don't mind. Yes, Lord Hokage. Irika handed the paper to Hiruzen, looking at the poor Hyuga in the back. All right then, Sakura Haruno. Yes, Lord Hokage. She knew where this was going. Something tells me I'm not going to like this. You have been moved to Team 8. Okay. With Shino Aburame. Shino, I know him, so we should be fine, I think. And Kiba Inuzuka. What? Sakura stopped when she sensed the Hokage's stare on her. Kiba was surprised as well. The little punk did it after all. Well. Lucky little brat. Looks like I got stuck with Pinky. Sakura was already berating herself. Damn it all. I got stuck that weird Kiba kid. Oh man, I even had Sasuke and Naruto. Oh well, at least it's for the best, I guess. I would have probably done the same anyway. Hiruzen averted his gaze, looking at Hinata. Hinata Hyuga. Yes, Lord Hokage. You have been moved to Team 7 with Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha. Yes, Lord Hokage. I understand. Sarutobi handed the chart back to Irika. All right then. That is all. Continue, Irika. Sorry to have disturbed you. No. It's quite all right, sir. Carry on. Yes, sir. He spoke out the remaining teams. He eyed Naruto once again after their final class was done. Naruto had seen take gaze, knowing full well what he was about to ask. Naruto, please come with me. Naruto looked down towards Hinata, who nodded her head. Yes, Lord Hokage. Just as he was about to leave, Hinata had spoken out. Naruto, please take care and come back to me as soon as you're done. Yes, Hinata, I will come back to you. She came over giving a quick goodbye greeting before they headed off. At his office. Once inside, Hiruzen sat on his chair, smoking his pipe. They two stared at each other blankly for about 10 seconds before he cleared his throat. So Naruto, how is everything? Is fine, Lord Hokage. You treated well? Yes. Hinata treats me well. Are you really happy? Naruto stopped for a few moments. Yes. Are you sure this is you talking? Hiruzen just had to ask. How is that? That seal on you makes you believe that you are happy as a slave, that your life is perfect the way it is. This is to ensure that the slave doesn't regain control and kill his master or run away. I would never do anything against my master. He spoke defensively. I know, but what I want to know is if you are truly happy as a slave. Naruto took a few more moments to think. Yes, I am. Naruto got up and left the office heading towards the academy, leaving Sarutobi in the office alone. You're correct, Hayashi. Hayashi appeared from the corner. He saw the whole thing from the shadows. If he was fully under the seal, he wouldn't have taken time to answer these questions. He would have answered instantly, saying everything was fine and Hinata would never hurt him. I believe him on that part, but I can't tell if he is really happy. He spoke watching the village from the window. Only time will tell now, Hayashi. Sooner or later, he will be able to overcome this obstacle, just as you had predicted. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. They had seen the boy walk away from the tower toward Hinata. In their hearts, it didn't matter who had been at fault or not. It was up to Naruto to keep his hope alive. When he arrived at the academy, the only ones left in the class was Sasuke and Hinata. They decided to join each other in the back of the room. What did the Hokage want Naruto? I mean, if you want to tell me. He asked how things were at the Hyuga compound and if I was happy. What did you say to him? I told him things were great, and I was very happy serving you, Hinata. I'm still a firm believer in that. He bowed and sat next to her. After 1 hour of waiting, Hinata began to get tired and laid her head on Naruto. He noticed that she was slightly talking in her sleep. Sasuke was fast asleep as well on his desk. Naruto too. She spoke softly. Yes, milady? Don't ever leave me, Naruto, okay? Never, Hinata. I won't leave your side if that is what you wish. I love you, Naruto. Thank you for being there for me. Naruto was stunned. Hinata had never said that. He checked her face to see that she was still sleeping, and his guess was right. She was out cold. Naruto didn't say anything, petted her hair while waiting for their sensei. 3 hours after they were dismissed from class, their door opened to reveal a ninja with silver hair that defied gravity and a mask over the bottom part of his face. He poked his head in to look at Sasuke calmly looking at the wall, Hinata sleeping on Naruto's shoulder, and Naruto patting her hair with a spaced-out look. Then he spoke, which snapped Sasuke and Naruto out of their daydreaming. Hinata almost stumbled on herself before Naruto helped her regain her balance. Oh, you must be the Genin I'm with. They all got up saluting him. He tried his best to suppress a laugh. This was a fine treat indeed for the Jounin. Well, two Kekka and Naruto. This is going to be pretty good, I think. My first impression, you guys seem pretty good me. I take it you all already know each other? Yes, we do, added Sasuke. Is that all? Nope, that's pretty much it. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes. He poofed away into smoke. Sasuke walked away, turning Naruto. Hey, you two. You coming? Yes. Let's go, Naruto. She took his hand, trotting towards Sasuke. They managed to make it to the TP, the roof of the school, just in time. Kakashi was already there. So, since we are a new team, I thought I would like you all to introduce yourselves. Your likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams, things like that. I'll start off first. I am Kakashi Hitaki. I like to read a lot of books, don't necessarily like to sit around and do nothing. I hope you make you 3 the best trip this village has ever seen. Okay, you go first. State your name. He stated, pointing at Sasuke. I am Suzuki Achiha. My likes are hanging out with friends and good fine cuisine. Dislikes, too many to mention. Hobbies, getting stronger and collecting things that I also enjoy the long walks on the beach. This made Hinata giggle a bit. Kakashi noted his sarcasm. I have no dreams, only one ambition, to avenge my clan and to help someone. Help someone? I wonder who, thought Kakashi. Okay, you next. He pointed and noticed the look Naruto gave Hinata, as if asking for permission to speak. She nodded, giving him the okay to do so. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, servant to Hinata Hyuga. My likes. Serving Miss Hinata, ramen, training. Dislikes. Not being to serve her anymore. My hobbies include helping Miss Hinata's dreams, as well as long walks on the beach. Hinata noted Naruto's sarcasm. That's the first time he's actually done something like that. I wonder. Meanwhile, Naruto continued to talk about himself. My dreams is to always be Milady's inside and protect her. I had heard this boy was taken in by the Hyugas, but I don't think this looks right either way you slice it. Kakashi thought to himself. He then turned to their last member. Okay then, your turn now. State your name and tell us about yourself. I am Hinata Hyuga. My likes are Naruto, my family, my dislikes. There isn't much I don't like. My hobbies are gardening and spending time with Naruto and my friends. My dreams to unify my clan as one and to help someone as well. He saw a bit of nervousness in her speech. Let me guess. Thought Kakashi and Sasuke. Both of them staring back at Naruto. Kakashi too is second too. Okay, I got an antisocial, a slave, and a Hyuga within an inferiority complex. Must be the weirdest genin team ever. At least I don't get any fangirls or something. Meanwhile, Sakura sneezed. Someone must be talking about me. Okay then. Meet at Training Area 7 at 7 p.m. sharp. I suggest you hold off dinner. Why? Asked Sasuke. Cause you'll throw up. Then he was shrouded in smoke, leaving no trace of him behind. There's something wrong with that guy, Sasuke stated. What makes you say that? Asked Hinata. Something about him screams out. I don't know, something like along the lines of perversion. You think he's a closet pervert? I don't know, but anyway, I'll be heading out. Gonna grab my stuff and go over. See you guys. Okay, Sasuke. See you soon. They waved bye to each other, going their separate ways. On the way to the house, Hinata noticed Naruto acting funny. She decided to ask him, Are you okay, Naruto? Is there something on your mind? He remembered the words from the class, and sudden a vision of her popped in his head. Hinata waved at his eyes, returning him back to the real world. You worried about the test? She asked. Naruto decided to go with what she said. He didn't want to worry her about it. Yes, I hope we pass, Hinata. Me too, Naruto. She smiled, reassuring him. Thank you for cheering me up, but I must insist that I be the one to work hard for the both of us. Don't push yourself, Naruto. Just try your best, okay? He grinned once again. She was always pushing him to do things on his own, but all he wanted was to help her. It almost seemed like he was the master, her the slave. He banished the thought once they got home. They saw Hayashi at the front door. Hinata ran into his arms with Naruto bowing his head. Hinata, go to your room and wait for Naruto to join you. I wish to talk to him, okay? Yes, father. She went inside, leaving them alone. Hello, Naruto. Hello, Lord Hayashi. Naruto, I have a surprise I want to give you. Something that the Lord Hokage has given to me to give to you. Lord Hayashi? He tossed some scroll at him. Naruto curiously opened them up. He saw that they were jutsu and fig thing styles that he thought he had lost. Did Lord Hokage give these back to me? He found this scroll with your name on it. He also knew you would be happy they were back on good hands. Naruto was happy he had gotten them back. Now, he could learn the jutsu to help protect his master. Naruto bowed in thanks to Hayashi. Thank you. Naruto, I would like you to take these scroll and practice as hard as you can. This is your chance to shine. Okay. Naruto bowed to Hayashi. I'll try my best, Lord Hayashi. Hayashi nodded, and Naruto left to rejoin Hinata. The three, along with Niji and little Hanabi, had gone in the house to enjoy time inside. Once that was over, the little girl came in to talk to Naruto. Big brother, how are you? Lady Hanabi, I am fine. How are you? She had her arms around his neck. I am okay. I learned a lot today, so now you have to keep your promise to me. That's right. What game do you want to play, Lady Hanabi? We're going to play good guy, bad guy. I want to be the good guy, and you be the bad guy. Very well. Then prepare to be defeated, you do gooder. I won't let you take over the world. I will win the day. They spent their night playing their little game. Hinata had caught them having fun. The scene played out with her thinking about her and Naruto when they used to play like that. She knew that, deep down, that little boy was still there, was still laughing, playing, smiling. She sighed, knowing one day he will be that young boy she had grown so close to all this time. The next morning, Naruto woke up early as carefully as he could, slipping out of bed and getting dressed. He ran out to the Hyuga compound's enormous training area attached to the forest. With no one around, he started to make a series of hand signs ending with the trademark cross. Multi-shadow clone justo. A large puff of smoke happened. 1,000 clones appeared out of the blue, were standing in the clearing. Naruto was disappointed, though he had surely made more in the forest. Perhaps I can help? You again. Who are you? Is that any way to treat a friend, Naruto? I've been with you for so long. Then again, I could see you've been a bit selfish, even with that girl with you. I wouldn't think you'd remember me even after this. Are you someone I needed to remember? Just call me Fox. Fox, you're the nine-tailed fox. Mizuki was telling the truth. And we have a winner for most successful at being captain late. Samantha tells him what's he's won. He jeered. Who's Samantha? Never mind that now. So, I take it you've woken up? Yes, indeed, been catching up on my beauty sleep. I see. Then are you going to help me? I don't have much of a choice, Mussolini. Who's that? Never you mind that now. You want to master that. Multi-shadow jutsu perfectly right? Yes, I do. I want to know how far I can take this. I'll try to help you, but don't expect to soften you up, boy. Your ass is for all intents and purposes is mine. Well, your help would really be appreciated, Fox. Naruto had his clones perform the jutsu. This time, 2,000 more clones appearance. Okay, then, boys. Let us begin, then. They all nodded, with each of them trying to beat each other up for taijutsu. Other trying to master basic ninjutsu. The whole time there had been a shadow watching him practice. Is this what he's been doing all day since early morning? The shadow had already faded with that thought in mind. It left a little piece of evidence, the evidence being a lock of short feminine hair. Around mid-morning, Naruto and Hinata were now waiting at Area 7. They had eaten a good breakfast about an hour before and reached their location a few minutes later. Then Sasuke appeared next to them on the field. About 10 minutes later, Kakashi appeared. Sorry about being late. A black cat crossed my path, so I had to take the long way around. For some strange reason, Kakashi felt like he was about to hear a banshee yell, "You're late," or a liar. But never came. He just shrugged it off and talked with his team. At the same time, Sakura sneezed again. Wow, who's talking about me? Okay then, this is going to be your final real genin test. I present to you these bells. Kakashi held up 2 bells. You need to take a bell from me, and whoever get one passes. Whoever doesn't fails and is sent back to the academy. Kakashi-sensei, there's only 2 bells. Exactly. As you can see, the odds are against you. This means one of you will fail and be sent back to the academy. Now you see what you have to do. Kakashi looked at them for a reaction, but he got none. Tough crowd. Our exams begins right now. I will retrieve the bells for you, Miss Hinata. He got up, running to Kakashi with all his might. He decided to open his little orange book. He was toying with Naruto the entire time. Sasuke decided to jump in only for Kakashi to have him bump into each other. Nice try, but you'll have to do better than that. Why you come here? Sasuke shouted. Hinata had butted in, also assisting him. I'll help you, Sasuke. They were each attacking Kakashi. He could see the genius in both of their clans' fighting style. You two are good, but still not there yet. She met Sasuke's fist, only barely dodging it. They both fell. Sasuke got off of Hinata, with Naruto joining them. Scatter, guys. The Hinata going away. Kakashi could only look at the tree, wondering where they had gone. Did they catch on already? I half expected them to turn on dysfunctionally, what they might be planning. Somewhere in the forest. Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata were all crouched in front of each other. They managed to hide in a bush, trying to recoup. Okay, so what's up, Hinata? This test, it doesn't make sense. There are no 2 Genin Man teams ever. Then what does he want from us? Asked Sasuke. Teamwork, replied Naruto. That's it. That's your master scheme. How are three people going to work together when in the end we get separate? This is going to end up bad anyway, Naruto. I think I have an idea. Then enlighten us, Naruto. Tell us what you think we should do. Naruto explained to them about the plan. Okay, so this is what we will do. Back with Kakashi. Kakashi was just standing there when he heard a rustle in a bush. Kakashi looked over and saw a squirrel crawl out of the bush, walking up to Kakashi. It stood on its legs and looked at him while eating a nut. Huh, cute little squirrel, staring at me. Then another squirrel appeared next to it. A squirrel couple. Kakashi reached down to pet the squirrels when it bit him, and then the other squirrel leaped on him as well and began biting him. Aha, fucking squirrels. He was able to shake them off, and he leaped into the air and did some hand signs. Diskvilisti. Katan. Great fireball, no justu. Kakashi fired the giant ball of fire at the squirrels, and they both got caught in the justu as they all poofed into smoke. Shadow clones. As he realized what happened, he heard another justu being released. Katan. Phoenix immortal fire, no justu. Kakashi was in the air still and was almost hit by the fireballs, but he was able to evade them by doing a flip and landing. But it wasn't over yet. He kept dodging the barrage of fireball, pushing him back to the forest when he realized how close he was to it, though it was already too late. Hinata burst out in her gentle fist style and tried to land a hit on him, but he was able to dodge it by pushing backwards, but he ran right into a fireball, hitting him right in the back and knocking him forward. He then seemingly crashed into Hinata, but did a flip and landed a safe distance from them in the tree. He checked his waist for the bells and found them missing. He looked out and saw Hinata holding two small bells in her hand. He walked out towards her as Sasuke caught up to them. We planned to crash, and that's when I grabbed them. Congratulations, Hinata, Sasuke, and Kakashi looked around looking for Naruto. Where's Naruto? They both were silent as a squirrel ran up to Kakashi. Ah, squirrel, back away. I know taijutsu. Then the squirrel poofed into Naruto. Hello, Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi sighed and waved at him. Well. I guess I underestimated you three, but even now, you know what this means? Naruto and Hinata, you pass. What about me? You don't have a bell. So what? That wasn't the point. Naruto figured out already. This was about how he got the bells, but to work as a team to achieve a common goal. That's right. Sasuke was even willing to sacrifice himself for us, even though I wanted to do it. As long as Sasuke or Lady Hinata passed, I didn't care, but he put himself on that path for us. Wow. Can't really argue with that, but you still fail. What? They all shouted. Sensei, that's not fair. Life's not fair. He didn't get a bell. There was no lesson about teamwork here, just getting the bells. But Kakashi-sensei. No, but that was my rules, and that's how it goes. Damn, I thought we had it. Naruto came to Sasuke's aid. Then if he's going back, so am I. Me too. They all stood at Kakashi. Not long in his life did he picture himself when he was their age, even remembering the times when he would stand by his friends and always took care of them. Now, 3 genin are doing the same. He had to sigh. All right. You know, there's a saying that I used to hear about the true meaning to teamwork. Those who don't follow the rules are scum. But those who don't follow their comrades to the death are even worse. The lesson was not teamwork, at least not entirely. The point was to prove if you 3 were able to stand by each other, to sacrifice yourselves for the sake of your comrades. Selflessness was the key, and you 3 have earned it. Congratulations, you 3 passed, the team cheered. All right, guys, looks like you're honorary genin. Welcome to the world of shinobi. I hope this journey is a good one. Sasuke and Naruto pumped their fists as Hinata took both of their hands, pulling them in for a group hug. Kakashi had to sigh to herself. And here I figured that someone would mess this all up. Meanwhile, enjoy the story, author Sig. Let us begin, shall we? Say. Chapter 6, To the Wave. Team 7 was waiting on their training grounds for their sensei to come. They all just arrived a few minutes before, as they learned a month ago that their sensei didn't really care about D-rank missions. Throughout the month, they had been degraded to doing the work of academy students. Weeding gardens, planting gardens, carrying groceries, and catching a devil cat. Though they had always caught it do it liking Hinata, it was still annoying all the same. "Yo guys, was up?" said Kakashi. "Let me guess, you had to help a black cat." Sasuke already caught on. "Nope, I was just caught in my self-loathing." "Wow, you got problems, sensei," retorted the Uchiha. "No, that's pretty much my sarcasm coming out. It's one of the many lessons a ninja must know." "Never mind, what's going to happen today?" "Well, my uninteresting someone, we finally have a good mission. One that requires us to leave the village. Someone minor, but I think you'll be just fine." "What do you think, guys?" asked Sasuke, turning to the other two, Hinata with her face the same as Naruto's blank. "As long as Milady think so, I will think so too." "Let's head to the tower then. Lord Hokage would be waiting for us then, right?" "Right, Hinata. Nice to see the optimism here," Kakashi replied enthusiastically. Naruto had turned to her smiling. "As expected of my dear master." "Yes, that's right. Your D-dash, Naruto." "What is Hinata?" "Did you just call me master again?" "Oh, no, I didn't." It was an honest mistake. He closed his eyes, waiting for the punishment poke. He got it. "Naruto, I'm sorry, Hinata. I was just trying dashed. Uphold the laws. I know, for today. I want you to ignore the title law, okay? I know there's no conflict with your code of ethics as a servant. Okay. Someday that seal has to come off," thought Sasuke and Kakashi at the same time. At the Hokage Tower. Team 7 reporting in Lord Hokage. "Thank you, Kakashi. Well, now, Team 7, I have a few more D ranks here, including gardening, grocery holding, and catching Tora." Again, Hinata sighed at this. She hated D ranks. She could be doing something much more productive, like hanging out with Naruto. This prospect never had to follow the Hokage's orders. Naruto saw and heard Hinata's sad sigh, which made him recall another law. Sixth law: a slave must strive for his master's happiness as long as that happiness does not conflict with the first or second or fifth law. Naruto thought that maybe a higher rank mission would make his master happier. "Lord Hokage," spoke out the blonde. "Yes, Naruto?" "With all due respect, I believe we are ready for a C rank mission." Iriko was stunned. He never the boy to complain about much of anything. "Naruto, you're just Jinin, and Jinin do a lot of D-ranked missions. It's just until the Hokage thinks you're ready." "Yes, Irika-sensei, but we have met the criteria of D-ranked missions to request a C-rank mission. Right, Kakashi-sensei?" Kakashi nodded his head in agreement. "Actually, yes. I think this time they can pull one off," his one eye looking at the two questioningly. "Even so, Naruto, you are just dash." Irika stopped when the Hokage raised his hand. "Lord Hokage, do you really think it's that easy? That I'm just going to give you a C rank assignment just like that? Or is there another reason you wish for this, Naruto?" He saw Naruto look at Hinata and look back. "No, I feel that this time we are more than ready." "Are you sure?" "Yes." He didn't look back at Hinata this time. Hiruzen had only scoffed. "Very well. I believe you are, as you say, more than ready for a C rank mission. So you have the right to request one as long as your sensei agrees. What say you?" Kakashi gave a nod. "Believe me, I think they can handle it, I think." "So be it. A C rank it is. You're heading to the land of waves. Please bring in Tizuna." The doors opened to reveal a semi-drunk hobo-looking man holding a bottle of sake in his hand. He looked at the team, letting an ugly cough be his mouth. "These runts are going to protect me? They look weak, especially the girl. Can I get a guy to replace her cause I can't take her seriously as a female?" That instant his sake bottle shattered. The wall behind him dove a kunai, startling the old man. "Insult my master, Hinata. Again, Tizuna. I will shatter something other than your sake." Tizuna shivered at the look this boy was giving him. "Whoa, never mind then. They're just right for the job." Tizuna then left right out through the door, which he came into. They all turned back to the Hokage, explaining the mission to the four. Ukikewi, well then, the mission is to escort Tizuna to the land of waves as his protection from thieves and bandits that have been raiding his little village. Is that clear? Kakashi answered for them nonchalantly. Yes, Lord Hokage. We understand, he said with the other agreeing with him. Good luck, and should anything go awry, you know what to do, Kakashi. Understand. Let's get going then, guys. I think we might have a good trip on our hands. They went out of the door. Upon walking out of the tower, the old man watched the blonde who had scared him wondering about him. Something about that boy seems completely off. He looks like the loudmouth type, not exactly servant material. I think I might want to investigate his state much later, just not right now. What kind of a ninja squad has a servant and his master together in one cell? I may not know much about ninjas, but to me that's not right. He faded from view. Once at the bottom of the tower, Kakashi had taken aside the three genin for a little prep talk. Okay guys, go get some extra kunai and shuriken, as well as water rations. No unnecessary items like makeup and toys and dash. Sasuke decided to interrupt. Kakashi, just who do you think we are? Sasuke retorted. I see your eagerness is as astounding as ever, Sasuke. Can't blame me for being in such a rush, but I'd rather not waste any time. I guess you're right. Remember that this is a C rank, so I expect you all there in 2 hours. You're dismissed. Right. With that said, they all ran to their respective homes. Hinata and Naruto walked into the ninja storage room at the Hyuga compound, picking up some extra kunai, shuriken, food, and water. Then they packed an extra set of light clothing and decided to get something to eat before leaving. They had already decided to meet at a dango shop. Naruto and Hinata were already in the habit of being early birds, being the first ones there. Naruto had also taken the liberty to order some dango for her and himself. Both had eagerly enjoyed the delicious, sweet treat. These dango are good, Hinata said happily, eating her dango. Yes, Hinata, I think these are quite delicious. In their little happy session, Sasuke entered the building with his stuff sitting down next to Naruto. You both ready for the mission? Asked Sasuke casually. Yep, they replied. That's good. I think we should be able to pull this off. At least we have nothing to slow us down, stated Sasuke. This is actually kind of thrilling. We are leaving the village. Finally, this place gets old after a while. I was kind of waiting for what we got to deal with. The bridge builder seems a bit esoteric if you get my drift. I would rather go along the lines to just plain old, giggled Hinata. Oh well, can't complain about it now. It's our chance to see what we're made of, especially you and Naruto. Right, let's do our best, Naruto. She cheered. Of course, me dash, a sudden dark cloud, HNG, over Hinata with her index finger ready. Of course what? Of course, Hinata. He had laughed posthumously. Much better. Not that I want to interrupt your little flirting scene, but we've got to get out of here. Right, shall I, Hinata? He extended his hand with the girl grabbing it. Oh, Naruto, you're such a gentleman. Just doing what I was supposed to dash. The dark cloud hung over Hinata once more. Do as a man, not a servant. Nope. No reason to poke my head, please. Oh, you're so sweet, Naruto. She gave him a kiss on the cheek. Let's get going. She clasped his hand. All three went away with Naruto's thoughts drifting off. I don't understand my master at all. This is no good. I feel like I'm failing as a servant. She always talks about me not being a slave, but a friend. What does it mean to be a friend? Does that mean she wants me to serve her like that? I wonder. His mind continued to ponder the thought before finally making to the gates of the Leaf. Once there, they saw Kakashi and the client waiting for them. Seems the two were talking about some things before they were interrupted by the three youngsters. So guys, ready to go? Let's get to it, stated Sasuke. Okay, let's get moving. They all nodded and formed a triangular position around Azuna. The old man suddenly was getting more and more intrigued about the three preteens. I think this should be easier now. You know, there is something missing here. I figured at least the girl would act like what those young kids call nowadays. Meanwhile, Sakura sneezed. This is getting annoyingly monotonous. Back on track. About a few hours into the trip, Naruto noticed a pond. It hasn't rained in a while. Why would there be a puddle? he thought. Shrugging it off, he kept walking alongside Hinata, and the rest of team also noticed the little puddle of water, motioning the other two with a head gesture. They moved to the back of the pack when all of a sudden chains flew out of the puddle, wrapping around Kakashi. Everyone turned around to see him ripped to shreds. Two ninja leaped out of the puddle and attacked an unmoving Hinata. "Got shy, little brat." "Lady Hinata!" Naruto screamed. Hinata froze right at that instant. "Come to pop a little girl." She closed her eyes, awaiting the pain. To her surprise, she saw Naruto holding one of the ninja's claws in his hand. The other had got him in the side, connecting a claw to the boy. Naruto had to keep him at bay, quickly producing 3 knives with a cross hand sign. Shadow, clone Justu. A clone appeared hold 3 kunai knives. He threw 3 kunai, accompanied with the clone's 3 other kunai knives, taking down the ninja. Hinata also made a note about the ninja's headband. It missed, but why? "Brother, damn you. Hand over the old man, and we might just kill you quickly," yelled the other ninja. "I'd like to back that up," Sasuke challenged to other Miss Shinobi. "Very well then. I'll just be starting off with you, you little snot-nosed punk." He charged his chains at Sasuke, the Uchiha already grabbing them and throwing them back at him. The chains had started to rotate around him, wrapping around the tree. This bound the mist ninja to the trunk. "What? How did you do that?" An Uchiha never reveals his secrets. Sasuke already gathered chi into his sternum. He prepared his hand signs necessary for his jutsu. Fire style, fireball jutsu. He roasted the poor guy right on the spot. "Burn, baby, burn." He smirked, the horrible cries of agony already clearing the birds from the trees. By the time Kakashi had already came in to see what the 2 genin had done, it was already too late to do anything. If what he felt right now was relief, pride had taken its place. Wow. And here I thought someone would have all the glory this time around. This statement caused Sasuke to sneeze. I think someone was just talking about me. He had to be proud of himself. Tazuna, on the other hand, was already coming out of hiding. He overviewed the scenery, seeing the destruction those kids did. "Now I really am impressed." "Good job, Sasuke." Naruto, Kakashi said happily, his attention falling to Hinata almost immediately. "Hinata, what happened?" I hesitated. She spoke, the poor girl already beating herself up. "You're very lucky Naruto is here to protect you. If I would have actually died and they were all that's left with you, I wouldn't have think you to be standing right now." Hinata made a downcast look at the ground. "I'm sorry, sensei, I was just... Kakashi patted her. "It's all right. Just remember you can't rely on him all the time, okay? You're not only a Hyuga, you're a Kunoichi now. Relying on someone all the time will never allow you to grow. That's today's lesson, you 3. You as well, Naruto, Sasuke. A team is only as strong as its weakest member. That means you have to work hard." "Right, sensei, I understand." Naruto had already come to Hinata's aid. "Hinata, are you all right?" "I'm fine." "Oh, Naruto, you're hurt." "It's nothing. I was doing what I had to do to protect you." "That wound looks serious, Naruto. Please let me treat you." "That won't necessary me." He held his side, falling to the ground. The others already coming to his aid as well. Kakashi took his hand off the big giant gash across his side. "Naruto, let me see your wound." He studied the wound. "Naruto, this is a serious wound." "It's fine, Kakashi-sensei, nothing to worry about." "Are you sure?" He managed to take out a bandage for him to use. "What I do for a medical operative right now." "I'll be fine." He, to her chagrin, Naruto bandaged himself. "Are you sure you'll be fine, Naruto? I really don't want to see you suffer for this. Please." "I am fine, really, Hinata. Nothing to worry yourself about. That I only did what I had to do to dash. Protect me." "I know." She sighed. "I really wish he wasn't going out of his way for me. I don't want to see him hurt or worse. From now on, I'll be the one protecting you, Naruto. I promise you that. I definitely get strong." After he was finished and ready to go, Kakashi stopped them. He turned to Tazuna, crossing his arms. Well, the demon brothers of the Hidden Mist. That's a surprise, isn't it?" "Yeah, I would think so. Wonder why they were here." I would think they had other plans. What are you saying, Kakashi? Tazuna, what's really going on here? You hired us to protect you from thieves and bandits. These are two missing Chunin from the Hidden Mist. What are you not telling us? The team looked at Tazuna as he began to explain the situation. All right. You see, I'm the project manager for a construction company outside the Land of Waves. We were hired to build a bridge that would act as a commerce highway for trade, import, and export. This did not sit well with the local criminal organization's leader, a man named Gato. He's not letting me finish the bridge in time for the first importees to come in. He think the bridge would only bring in competition for his so-called territory, and he would lose money. That's why he hired Miss Shinobi to stop the bridge from being complete by any means necessary. Could have told me this sooner. Now I understand. Sensei, asked Sasuke, what's the matter? I'm afraid some bad news. We might have been a bit over our heads in this one. Why is that? Because this mission is now AB rank. It seems that we've been had. Theses aren't just bandits and thieves. We're dealing with bona fide competition here. Not only that, but they're ninja from the village in the mist. What does that mean? Asked Naruto. We have to return to the village. We're biting off more than we can chew thanks to Tazuna's ignorance. Or should I say deceit? Look, if I was thinking about the best interest of my village. We've got nothing left because of Gato. The only way to fight fire is with fire. In any case, this mission is too much for even you three. We'll be heading back now. No, Hinata spoke suddenly. She didn't know if she was losing it or was trying to act tough. This caught the other men by surprise, most of all Naruto. Milady, you wish to continue this? I cannot let these people to suffer by the hands of this evil man. We must help Tazuna. Please, that's the least we can do to help his home. But milady. No, that's Naruto. We're going to help this man. That is my command. Yes, milady. As you command. Sasuke. You kidding? This just got even better. I say we kick ass and chew bubblegum. Good thing I brought some. He took out a piece of gum, chewing on it instantly. All right, the eyes have it. Let's move out. Right. Thank you, Kakashi. I really appreciate this. Really, I do. As long as you're not hiding anything else, we're fine. I told you everything about my situation. Good, let's get to it. All right. They jumped up. Kakashi summoned a ninja dog to send word to the leaf. Kakashi, what can I do for you? Pakin, I need you to send a message to the Hokage. What kind? That the demon brothers had engaged in combat and were defeated with only one still partly alive, and to send a team to pick him up. Got it, Kakashi, the demon brother, huh? Wonder why they're here. Don't worry about that part. Be careful, Pakin. Right. I'll be right back. The little pug ran off. Time to get moving then. Right, Sensei. They continued to the port that would take them to the Land of Waves. At the Land of Waves, W.O. Now it was the third day since their arrival till they were shrouded in a heavy fog, though no one pied and heed to it. This fog is pretty thick, isn't it? Spoke Sasuke. It's too thick if you ask me, stated the Siloptic sensei. I got a bad feeling about this. Suddenly, they heard some rustling in the distance ahead. Hinata saw something small come from the bushes. She had spotted a little bunny on the road. This critter was a little white fluffy bunny with soft fur. A little white bunny. It's so cute. Kneeled to try to beckon the creature over. Here, little bunny, we won't hurt you. I got some carrot for you. Come on, little one, we won't hurt you. But this caught Naruto strangely. A white bunny, but those kind of creature are never this far south. Something's not right. One look at the bunny's eyes gave away its facade. Damn! He tossed a knife at the rabbit, causing it to hop away. Hinata had scolded Naruto for trying to kill a defenseless little critter. Naruto, you scared the poor bunny. Everyone except Naruto looked on in shock. They had caught on to the bunny, but unfortunately Hinata didn't. He bowed to Hinata for forgiveness. Sorry, Miss Hina Dash. Get down, yelled Kakashi, scaring them all. He pulled down Tazuna, with Naruto mimic his actions with Hinata. From the shadows emerged a large blade, barely missing them. No one failed to see Naruto and Hinata in an awkward position, his knee between her leg and their face inches from each other. Again from the darkness came a voice from the direction of the sword's path. The mist cleared, revealing a tall male ninja standing on the sword. Zabuza Momochi. Kakashi scorned. Kakashi Hitaki. Nice to see you around here. So what brings you around these parts? I could ask you the same thing. Naruto and the others studied him on a... Hinata had already used her Byakugan, checking out his chakra network. His chakra is incredible, on even grounds with Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi had already put his hand out holding back the 3 genin. You guys stand back. This guy's on a whole other level than those others. Don't do anything unless I say otherwise. Kakashi warned, pulling up his headband to reveal his Sharingan. The eye left Sasuke speechless. How'd he get the Sharingan? He's not an Uchiha. It can't be. The Sharingan. I'm so honored to see in action. High time too. You see, pal, I've heard so many stories about this eye's powers. Would you mind showing me how it works? Sure, Zabuza, I'll humor. You 3 protect the bridge builder. This is not a drill. Don't let him out of your sight. Right, sensei? They got in formation around Tazuma. Sudden mist came in again from around the area. Kakashi had scanned the area with his Sharingan before shouting out to the others. Hinata, can you see him? She activated her Byakugan, scanning the area. Not right now. I can see this mist is covered in chakra. It might be difficult to spot him. Meanwhile, a voice came from the darkness all around them. They all looked around to find the source of the voice. 8 points, larynx, spinal cord, lungs, liver, jugular vein, subclavian artery, kidneys, and my favorite, the heart. Now where shall I attack? Hinata, still scanning the area with no sign of him. Until... He's behind you, sensei. Kakashi turned around to find Zabuza aiming his sword at him. The mist swordsman cut him in half. Got you, Kakashi. Suddenly his body had turned to water, splashing the earth. A water clone. Clever. A kunai appeared next to his neck. I could say the same for Zabuza. He slashed his neck only for water to disperse around the dirt as well. There's no fooling the Sharingan, isn't there, Kakashi? He's on the lake, sensei, shouted Hinata. Kakashi jumped into the lake, staring down the rogue in the face. So how long are you planning to hold out on me? Just until I had you right where I want you. What are you talking about? This. He ran a series of hand signs. Amazingly, Kakashi also running through the same hand signs. They spoke in unison. Water style, water wave. A wave of water shot from under them, colliding. Damn, that Sharingan is watching my movements. This isn't even the half of it, Zabuza. Very well then. Why don't we try this on for size? Water style, water clone jutsu. 3 water clones splashed from the water around Kakashi. They all made hand signs. Kakashi was unable to catch up with all of them. Shit, he cursed himself. Water style, water prison jutsu. Before Kakashi knew what hit him, he was inside a sphere of water with Zabuza next to him. Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata. Take Tazuna and run. But sensei, Hinata yells. Novats, run as far as you can. You cannot win against him. The team stands in their place. What should we do? Spoke Hinata, half frightened. We cannot just leave our sensei. We have to fight to save him. Come on, guys. He spoke courageously. I agree with Sasuke. We can't leave Kakashi, sensei, like this. We're kids doing. Listen to your sensei. Let's vamoose. I can't die right now. You shut up. You're too stupid to talk. Spoke Sasuke. We need a plan. Naruto spoke up. I might have one that works. Pre-tell Naruto. What's it going to be this time? As Naruto tells them his plan, Zabuza and Kakashi are still in a deadlock. I know you can still hold on for a while, but exactly how long before your lungs give out? Don't mind that. I'll be just fine. You're too confident for your own good, Kakashi. Even your little kid troop is still there. What are you going to do? I guess I could just stand here and start telling your mama jokes while you try to drown me. Very funny, Kakashi. Suddenly his concentration was broken when a kunai cut his arm a bit. They both saw Hinata with her arm out, as if she threw something. That little bitch. Sasuke had already come next to Hinata. He ran through his hand signs for his next jutsu. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu, called out Sasuke, shooting fireballs at the clone. He took out the water clones, holding the water ball that held in Kakashi. Naruto came in next. Kunai Shadow, Clone Jutsu. The kunai soon turned into several aimed right at Zabuza. He took his sword, blocking the attack. Then, with one last shot to take out Zabuza, they shouted one more. Hinata had taken the time to swim to Kakashi's aid. He was already coughing up water. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Ninja art, Kunai Shadow Clone Jutsu. The attacks came in. Zabuza is ready with own defense. Too easy. He made his hand sign as the water rising up on front of him. Water style, Water Wall Jutsu. He called a wall from the lake itself, covering him and Kakashi in a wall of water. The defensive jutsu blocking the fire attacks and kunai. When he releases the attack, they are both standing at the water edge. The Mist Ninja saw the blonde call out another jutsu. Ninja a Shadow Clone Explosion. The water under Zabuza suddenly began to bubble. He was surprised that he was able to plan this far ahead. The hell kind of genin are these? Boom, the water under him explodes, sending him flying in the air toward the shoreline. Kakashi came to the shore with Hinata. She placed on the sand. He looked at the three kids with a disappointed expression. Didn't I tell you to run? Those who do not follow the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse, sensei. We refuse to be anything less than that. Besides, there was something I want you to tell me. Sasuke said. I see you've taken that lesson at heart. Good job, and thanks. No problem, sensei. They spoke out in pride. Suddenly, they heard a bit of a cackle. Very good. Very good. I'd say that team has some potential, especially those two, the blonde and the other duck-headed brat. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. Duckhead. You've got yourself a fine set of youngsters, Kakashi. Too bad their journey ends here. Oh crap. Get ready, you three. Right behind you, sensei. They shouted. Zabuza started performing his just to getting up. Here I come, Kakashi. Water style, Water Dragon Jutsu. Kakashi's Sharingan caught the hand signs with the water rising on his side, as well water style, Water Dragon Jutsu. The two jutsu collide once more, giving Kakashi the perfect had already uncovered his eyes. He seen the Jounin come in from the side. Crap, he thought, watching a fist aimed at his jaw. Peekaboo. He connected the attack, sending him flying toward a tree. Just as he got up, Sanbon needle pierced his neck. What the? Shouted Sasuke. Kakashi ran to his lifeless body, checking his pulse. That's it. He's dead. Who threw those needles, I wonder? I did. They saw a masked mist ninja with 3 needs on her knuckles. I'd like to thank you for making this easy for me. I've been tracking him for some time now. The ninja came down, taking in Zabuza. I really appreciate the effort. You're welcome, Hunter. There you go. Naruto bowed. The hunter kind of flinched at his gesture. Hinata could see from the way the figure looked to her. The hunter was a female. She's pretty, Hinata thought. Well then, I will be leaving you, Leaf Ninja, to your mission. Good luck. The mask was turned to Naruto one more time before vanishing away. Who was that guy? Asked Naruto. Those were ANBU hunters from the mist. Every ninja village has them. I was once part of the hunters in the Umbu group back in my heyday. I can tell. You're a lot of things, you are, Kakashi, but about that eye of yours. Suddenly Sasuke saw him hide his eye again. I'll tell about it later. For now, let's just say it was a parting gift from an old friend. Sasuke was all too curious about that eye. He even wondered if he was going to awaken his eyes as well. Maybe he can show me how. He let the thought slide before Tazuna had regained their attention. Can we go now? I think we're safe for the time being. Yeah, vive. They left the scene of the battle to head to Tazuna's walking away. Same hunter from before watched them face into the distance. She thought about the boy who had just interacted with her. That boy is something special. I think they're much more to him than meets the eye. I'll be keeping an eye on him from now on. He might be something I'll have to look out for in the future." She faded from the shadows, leaving a feeling of foreboding behind. At Tezuna's house, they arrived a few hours later at the cozy little cabin. Tezuna allowed them to come in to tend to Kakashi first. Naruto had set Kakashi in a room to sleep his weariness off. They each go their own rooms, though Hinata and Naruto did not want to separate. They decided to share a room, much to Tezuna's chagrin. "We should get some sleep. Tomorrow is a big day for us. We might need to discuss some things before we are to take any actions. Good night, guys." Sasuke spoke, turning in early. "Good night, Sasuke." They had turned in as well. Hinata had helped Naruto dress himself in his pajamas. Naruto had also put on her PJs and also putting in his futon next to hers. "Have a good night, Hinata." Naruto. "Yes. If it's all right, can I sleep next to you?" "Of course." She immediately got up, going into Naruto's blanket, pressing herself to Naruto's back. Naruto was a bit worried, even more so than now, with Hinata suddenly holding him close. He also started hearing slight, sniffling noises. Was she crying? Why? He just had to know. He turned around with Hinata, hiding her sorrow in his bosom. "Hinata, why do you cry?" "What am I doing, Naruto? I said we should help him, and all I've done so far is nothing." "What do you mean, Hinata? You and Sasuke, you did so much, and when those mist ninja attacked, you saved me. Yet I've done nothing to help you, even when you were horribly injured. It's not fault, Naruto. I'm holding you back. All I am is just weight on your shoulders. I can never be as good as you two." Naruto saddened at that thought. Is this what she was crying about? He comforted her as best he could. She didn't have to cry for him. It was not necessary. "You are not a burden, Hinata. I'm your friend. I am to serve you as such. It was my duty to." "Yes, I am. Naruto, if I was only able to fight them off like I was supposed to do, you wouldn't have been hurt. I didn't help any of you. I'm just dead weight." Naruto brought her into a hug. She was selling herself short. This wasn't what he was meant to do. "Milady, if I have failed you as a servant, then I am sorry. I made you cry. I was supposed to make sure you're happy, always. This sadness you feel is my fault. If I was quicker, I would have not let you cry." "Naruto, it's not like that. Why do you always do this? Why do you always do this?" If it wasn't for that damn seal. He had already started wondering about why she was always harping about the seal. "If it's the seal you're worried about, it should not matter to you. I made this decision, Hinata. I see you still have not come to terms with my choice. I am sorry, but please understand that I did this for you." Hinata began to cry even more now. "It matters to me. God damn it, Naruto. I didn't want you like this. I never wanted you like this. Where's the Naruto who would get mad when I would dress up his toys? Where's the Naruto who used to play tag with me? Where that Naruto? I want it back. Please come back." Naruto was surprised. His master cared so much about him. Was all the pouted and poking about him and the seal? He brought her into a closer, holding her until she fell asleep. Naruto soon fell asleep as well. They spent the next few days recovering from the fight. A week later, Kakashi woke up after his full recovery. The Jounin called the three young ones over to the table. "Good morning." "Morning, Sensei." "So, would you guys like to know something about that hunter from a mist we've been talking about this past week?" "Yes, Sensei. You've been nonstop about it." "That's because today, I'm going to let you in a little secret. That hunter didn't exactly kill Zabuza the way you think he did. Do you know why? You've told about how they specialize in hiding certain parts of the body that trigger different responses. In this case, Sensei, you mean to say that he's still alive and kicking?" asked Hinata. Tezuna had been at the table as well. "That's impossible. We saw him fall with our own eyes. Because the hunter only did two things: stop his pulse and knock him out. In a way, he only killed him, not really killing him." "But how?" "Those Samba needles are precise and short. If thrown hard enough, they can go through solid flesh. Or if thrown the right way, can even augment your chakra. In this case, fake their own death." "But why would he do that?" asked Tizuna. I don't know. It's almost as if this was planned. I doubt it. That voice was showing any signs of deception, stated Sasuke. You're right, Sasuke, but even you should have known that may have been a ruse. So, with that in mind, we might even expect the hunter to really be someone else, or even. Right, they're in the same team. Suddenly from the blue came a small boy with a little hat. He had overheard the conversation. You must be the one that are going to stand up to Gato, right? That's right, and you are. Staring at dead people. Suddenly, Tizuna scolded the boy. Inari, that's not how we treat our guests. They all gonna die. Gato has hundreds of men ready to do his bidding, and you're just four people who know nothing about suffering. Face it, no matter how stronger you are, there is not taking on Gato. I'll be sure to dig your graves tomorrow. Oh, really? And what makes a brat like you think like that? Or do I have to give you a little beating? Yelled Sasuke. Hinata had held his shirt, trying to sit him down. What does a little brat like you know about us? I know a weak fool when I see one. That other bimbo and the blonde are just as weak. You've got no chance. We're all gonna die here. You little twerp. I'll give you a good spanking. Sasuke, please, Inari. Why are you always so rude to everyone around you? Scowled Tizuna. Fuck them and fuck you, old man. No one is ever going to get him out of here, and you may as well dig your grave. Suddenly, Naruto got up from the floor, walking to Tizuna. Inari stared the blonde dead in the face. What, you something to say to me? Suddenly, from the outside, a very loud clapping sound was heard by the people around the village. Back inside, Inari had a big handprint with Naruto's forehand facing the small little tyke. Naruto had given a good backhand to the loudmouth. Do not disrespect my master or my comrades. You're lucky we even helped out in the slightest. If this is the way you show gratitude, then we may as well leave right now. I will never accept you belittling my master. Now apologize to her. The boy stood there in sudden silence. You will not apologize, then I think even less of you now. I'll be leaving now. He left the door with Hinata reaching out to him. Where you going, Naruto? Asked Kakashi. To train. I'll be back later. Naruto left. I've got to cheer him up somehow. This will be my time to help him out. She got up as well. She stopped short of the boy with her back turned. I'm sorry. Naruto usually isn't violent. Again, he said nothing. But even so, he's right. We chose to help you. We didn't have to, but we did anyway. Remember that, Inari. Hinata followed him without him knowing. At a nearby clearing. She watched Naruto come to an opening in the forest. He created shadow clones and practiced his kunai and shuriken jutsu with not interruptions. She was amazed at how strong Naruto also reminded her of how weak she was. In her watching, she stepped on a twig, alerting Naruto to her presence. He dispelled the clones and bowed to his knees. Hinata, it's just you. Master, what are you doing here? I just came by to make sure you're okay, Naruto. You seemed very upset when you left. Tell me what's wrong. I just need to become strong to protect you, milady, and relieve some stress. Hinata looked down. Suddenly, this caught his curious side. Well, Naruto, you know what would help you protect me? Well, Miss Hinata, if you train me. Is that so? Unfortunately, I have orders from Lord Hayashi to not teach you my jutsu until you are older. Hinata shook her head. That's okay. I have just a Naruto. I just want to not be scared anymore, Naruto. When those demon brothers attacked us, they had a lot of chakra, which scared me. I want to learn how to overcome this fear, Naruto. If that is you wish, then I am more than happy to help. Naruto nodded. For the next hour, Naruto began using his chakra to scare Hinata half to death. At first, she would freeze up, tensing her body at the sight of so much power. As time went by, she got used to being able to overcome the sensation from the massive amount of chakra from Naruto. He amped it up and continued this till she could withstand his chakra levels with some of the foxes mixed in. Naruto, I want to use this in a combat situation. Create Shadow's clone and have him spare with me. As you will, Hinata. She was surrounded by so many clones ready for her. They didn't attack her, which was what she wanted. Naruto, have your clones attack me. I'm sorry, but I cannot allow that order to be followed as it conflicts with the first law of servitude. Forget the laws. From now, you only follow one law. That one is that you do as I tell you. I'm not going to be weak anymore. I'm doing this for both our sakes. Milady, just do it. That's an order. She had to try to make him hurt her. That way he was that much in control of himself. As you wish, I will follow you every command. Now clones attack. They started to spar as the time passed. He found himself falling slowly to sleep on a tree, his eyes now drifting into Fantasyland. He started to dream about his master. Warning Lemon alert. She's so beautiful, he thought. The boy was admiring his master view in his little fantasy. Suddenly the word from Academy came to mind once again. She had seen those words come from his master on high. I love you, Naruto. Naruto fell asleep on the stump while Hinata trained. Once she was finished, she walked over to Naruto, still sleeping peacefully on the stump. She was about to wake him up when he started talking in his sleep. Master, Hinata gasped in her. He dreaming about her? She just had to listen more. Her eyes now watching his lips move once again. Master, Hinata, I love you too. Hinata fell backwards with her hand to her mouth. He loved her too. Had she told him she loved him? Hinata realized that he was always thinking of, was he saying this now? She didn't know what to think. In that instant, she began to cry on the floor from all the mix of emotions she had all pent up inside. This was enough to wake Naruto from his sleep. Hinata, why is she crying again? Have I failed? He saw her crying on the floor. Miss Hinata, are you okay? What happened? She looked up at him with tears in her eyes. Before he could say anything, she leapt on top of him and began to kiss him. Naruto didn't know what to do. This was the first time he was ever kissed like this. He just let himself be caught in her kiss as Hinata began to remove her cloths with his. In the short time of 10 seconds, she was in her pink paste bra and matching silky, slightly soaked panties. She laid on top of Naruto's chest, massaging and tongue diving the boy fiercely. She was going to enjoy this. The fox looked out from inside and smiled.